So what you think I owe you?
Nothing.
I ain't whooping.
Nah, you ain't
I ain't gonna do what? I ain't gonna do what? I ain't gonna do what? I wanna know why they coming to end. Now, tell the truth. Tell the truth why they coming to end. They coming to end because you tried my daughter. You tried to touch my daughter in the kitchen, baby. I want y'all to think. When I bought my brother that car, where it is? If he had so much money, where is the car? That means if you had so much money, you would already had a down payment to put on the truck. You wouldn't have to trade it in.
If you're chronically online, chances are you've already heard of this controversial influencer, who's mostly known for consistently pushing out content featuring her children. She's a mother of 5 and is usually seen creating videos with her family. Her content typically revolves around bonding with her kids, feeding them, or posting seemingly wholesome skits. She's had her fair share of controversies in the past. For instance, some people have accused her of scamming, but the general consensus has largely remained in her favor. Overall, people seem to like her. She has a modest following across Instagram and YouTube, and by all accounts, she earns a fairly comfortable income from social media alone. Many viewers are also sympathetic towards her because she's openly shared details about her traumatic past. She's spoken about losing her mother at the age of 12, being inappropriately touched by men within her family, getting emotionally involved with a much older married man, and several other deeply disturbing experiences. Because of this, people believe she's lived a very difficult life, and the fact that she continues to raise and show up for her children is often seen as commendable. In the past, she's also talked about performing random acts of kindness for her family, such as gifting her brother a car, allowing relatives to stay in her home, and supporting them financially. However, very recently, those same family members and friends she once claimed to help have turned against her in a major way. They appeared together on a live panel and accused Big Mama, also known as Tiffany, of abusing her children behind the scenes. According to them, she does little around the house and forces her children to handle most of the responsibilities. They allege that she frequently cusses at them, threatens to beat them, and does not allow them to go outside. Her brother and a close friend even went as far as claiming that her house is constantly filthy and that her children are essentially forced to smile for the camera.
Cause she ain't finna do no laundry. She don't even clean up. She don't pick a broom up. She make the kids do everything. Yeah, the house clean. Yeah, it got to be. The house, I'm talking about the house clean, like paper-wise and all that. But the other part, no. I mean, the back, God.
By the end of the live session, they'd contacted CPS, and police reportedly showed up at her home to conduct a welfare check.
Bro, y'all about to be on TikTok, or y'all not gonna harass me like this, man. Ain't no way y'all can be able to do this, man. Ain't no way. Come out here. Look. We got a car, all right? That doesn't matter. People already been...
Since these accusations surfaced, Big Mama has been aggressively calling out her brothers on social media. She's even gone as far as claiming that one of her brothers is a offender. In today's video, we'll be diving headfirst into the story of Big Mama, also known as Tiffany Curry, and unpacking how she's now being publicly exposed by the very people closest to her. Who is Big Mama, aka Tiffany Curry? Tiffany is a social media creator who began her journey on YouTube sometime in 2021. As of now, she has over 28,000 subscribers on YouTube and nearly 960,000 followers on Instagram. By most standards, she can be considered a fairly big creator, and her content is especially well received within the Black mom community. Single mother of 5, we serve God over here. Me and my children are going to the top, and y'all better keep going no matter. When she first started on YouTube in 2021, her content looked very different. At the time, she was primarily posting music videos. She danced in them, sang in them, and presented herself as an aspiring music creator trying to establish herself in that space. Over time, however, that version of her content slowly faded away, and videos featuring her kids began to take center stage. Today, she's mostly known for posting content where she's feeding her children, gifting them expensive items, and doing everyday activities with them. Things like doing their hair, spending time together, or filming casual, family-oriented moments.
This stuff dry. I need some water right quick.
Let's Caesar today. Let me tell y'all something. Don't tell me how to feed my kids. If you're not a vegetarian and you eat your fruits and vegetables from the garden, don't tell me how to raise mine. Because all are the same. Come on, Jolly. What's up?
Yeah.
I got to share it because they ain't put but one in there.
At this point, her entire online brand revolves around her children. She presents herself as someone who's endured a lot in life and is now working hard to give her kids a better future, all while claiming to have little to no outside financial support. On social media, Tiffany has repeatedly opened up about her extremely traumatic childhood. In one of her Instagram videos, she spoke in detail about the death of her mother, and it is genuinely difficult to listen to. According to Tiffany, her mother was left dying in bed for nearly 2 weeks, to the point where she could no longer walk. She alleges that her stepfather abused her mother, which left her mother too frightened to even call for an ambulance for herself. I just need to know why my mom lay in that bed for 2 weeks until she couldn't walk anymore. We was so scared to call the ambulance. By the time her stepfather finally decided to take her mother to the hospital, she was already extremely sick and too far gone. Tiffany says she stayed by her mother's side through every hospital visit until her mother eventually passed away when Tiffany was only 12 years old. My mom's husband finally picked her up and took her to the hospital. It was too late, cause you came home from work every day and seen her suffering and didn't give a fuck. We was scared cause our stepdaddy used to put his hands on our mom, and my second brother tried but he was too small. Every hospital they transferred my mom to, I never left her side until they told me I couldn't stay anymore. Unfortunately, her trauma didn't end there. Tiffany had also alleged that her stepfather was a pedophile and that he had abused her as well. My mom finally words to her husband, "Take care of my kids," but my news it was a sign of my stepdaddy liking me. He told her I needed to change my hairstyle. My mom stopped combing my hair at 8 years old. At just 17 years old, Tiffany says she became involved with a married man who was 41 years old at the time. According to her, he would spend nights with her and then return to his family in the mornings. She claims this relationship continued for nearly 8 to 9 years, during which she went on to have 3 children with him. Tiffany's youngest 3 children are from this relationship.
She was 17. She met a 41-year-old married man and ended up getting pregnant by him 6 times. She said her last 3 kids are by him. She said that he would come over her house at like 8 o'clock in the morning, stay till 1, then come back around 7 at night and stay till about 1 or whatever in the morning. And she said they did this like 8-9 years. And he had a whole wife at home. That her mama died when she was 12 and her daddy died when she was 8. She said she had literally no body. She pretty much raised herself, and that's how she ended up in that situation. Y'all, that is so sad.
In her videos, Tiffany has stated that toward the later stages of the relationship, she began to feel guilty about the man's wife, which is one of the reasons why the relationship eventually came to an end. As of now, the fathers of all 5 of her children, both the younger 3 and the older 2, are not present in their lives. Tiffany appears to be raising all of her children on her own and has said that she does not receive child support from any of the fathers. Alongside her social media income, Tiffany also works at a facility caring for animals, including ponies. So despite earning money online, she maintains a regular job as well.
But not. But not. And then y'all talking about that Jolly come in here. You see he finna get ready and try to run into me. I'm not letting Jolly do that. That pony is wild, not a pet. So Smithy finna come get him. And gotta train that pony. But ones in the comments, y'all can't even raise no children, and y'all with her come out of pony. Oh, poor pony. But y'all treat people bad, but talking about a pony. That pony loved it. I ain't doing nothing bad to this pony. Y'all see that pony trying to do something bad to me. And people in the comments just talking. How do y'all?
In some of her videos, Tiffany has also spoken about financially helping her family members, including her brothers and cousins. She's claimed she's gifted her brother a car and gave him large sums of money while he was living with her. Overall, before all this drama exploded, Tiffany appeared to share a fairly close bond with her family members. One of her cousins, in particular, was a large fixture in her content. We're talking about Poo Poo here. The man many viewers assumed for years was either her love interest or her husband. She frequently filmed comedy skits with him and included him in casual everyday videos like this.
You know I'm tired of you getting drunk, right? You don't know that? Yeah. I'm leaving you. I got a new man. I'm tired of this mess. So this time you want to tell me? Yes. Where you at? There you go, right there. Tell me. Where you at? There go my man right here. Come on. Where you at? Baby. Look. What's up, baby? This my man right here. Yeah. Look, I don't like you come and get my honey.
No, you already had her. Come on, girl, get in.
Honey!
Get out. You already had her.
Where you going?
She don't want you no damn more.
Where are you going?
She don't want you no more.
You wrong.
Who the hell are you?
You wrong. Honey! Hey, don't go. Honey!
It's me now. It's mine.
Let me.
However, sometime earlier this year, Poo Poo suddenly stopped appearing in her content. At first, people assumed the two had simply fallen out or gone their separate ways. But according to what surfaced later, that wasn't the full story. Around this time, Tiffany's family members and people close to her were plotting behind the scenes to expose her online as a bad mother. Eventually, one of Tiffany's brothers, a former friend, and several other individuals who had been close to her went live together on a panel. During this live stream, they shared what they described as extremely damning details about how Tiffany allegedly treats her children when the camera is off. Her sister-in-law in particular made several shocking claims about how things allegedly operated inside the Tiffany's household. During the live stream, she stated that Tiffany rarely allows her children to bathe, and that they actually enjoy bathing when the time comes to visit other family members. She also made a bizarre allegation, claiming that Tiffany still wears diapers because she's too lazy to go to the bathroom herself.
She sit there and say that Mercedes was trying to have sex with Brand. What do you expect? You're doing like flowers in the attic, man. What you expect? Is they scared, they terrified of that girl. Pay attention to her video. Look when Mercedes was sitting up there throwing water, Mercedes was very happy. Because that's what she wanted to do in real life. And they be so happy when they come over here and I say, y'all can take a bath if y'all want to. And kids be too excited. Tell me if there's a good mother that sits there and don't want their kids to take baths. Come on now. And then she sit there, that ain't no game when she wearing no Pampers. She wear Pampers in real life. She too lazy to go to the bathroom. Sit there and pee in the Pampers. Come on now.
The panel also brought up Tiffany's former cameraman, Melvin. Tiffany had previously claimed online that she fired him. However, during the live stream, the panel alleged that Melvin actually quit because of the way Tiffany treated him when he worked with her.
Why did Melvin get fired?
He left. He got tired of the abuse. He got tired of having to lick her between her legs. If you get
He
what
wasn't
I'm saying.
fired, he left, y'all.
Yeah, he didn't get fired. That man left. She wouldn't even let that man have a girlfriend. Come on now. And then the new cameraman she said he sexual assaulted her, but why she got him now? Why she got him now?
Let Lucille in.
Why do she got him now? If he sexual assaulted her, don't she got two girls there?
Melvin ain't no kin to her, Miss White.
No.
They keep talking about they thought Melvin was her cousin.
No.
In addition to this, Tiffany's sister-in-law also claimed that the house Tiffany currently lives in is not owned by her at all, but is instead rented, directly contradicting what Tiffany has repeatedly claimed online.
They say how many houses she owns.
She don't own their house. She renting them. She say she renting to own them.
Let's clear up the property thing right quick. Hold on.
Overall, the things said during this live stream were genuinely wild, especially when considering that everyone involved had once been very close to Big Mama. But what truly shocked viewers watching live was the moment that Tiffany's brother actually dialed 911 during the stream. He claimed he was calling to report a crime right there in real time.
Please listen carefully as this menu is new. If this is an emergency, please hang up and call 911.
Why didn't I report it? Come on now. It been reports and reports and reports. And the still, we keep the kids say none of that happened. They can't got proof.
Yes, some
They shower. If they don't shower,
that I
they
need
don't
to speak to if I'm trying to report a crime.
What about the cars? I guess they hers. Ain't no title. That's all for money. That's why she did it.
As the live stream concluded, Tiffany's brother, sister-in-law, and former friends went on to accuse her of lying about her children's diet. According to them, the kids do not eat healthy meals under Tiffany's care, despite what she shows online. They claim that she rarely cooks for them, and that when the kids are hungry, she often just buys them a bag of chips or similar snacks. They also allege that Tiffany does not do the family's laundry, that her home is mostly unclean and filthy, and she cannot show the true state of her house to her followers. On top of that, they claim that her children are afraid of her because she frequently beats them.
Be clean because you got the kids slaving for you. If you see a piece of paper on the floor, you getting up beating them. The groceries just for show. Yeah, because they can't off of the camera. They can't eat like you thinking they can. No. And then one day she was hollering about they eat all time of the night and kids. That was
Damn, get back in the camera.
And the kids, they
Oh, she ain't got enough followers for it to do it. Damn.
Does she do laundry? No. No. Perry was doing their laundry. And since they don't talk no more, the clothes is piling up. Because she ain't finna do no laundry. She don't even clean up. She don't pick a broom up. She make the kids do everything. Yeah, the house clean. Yeah, it got to be. The house, I'm talking about the house clean, like paper-wise and all that. But the other part, no. I mean...
During the same live stream, Tiffany's brother and sister-in-law also brought up Poo Poo again, the same man Tiffany had been making content with for years. At that point, Poo Poo himself was going live and speaking about Tiffany. In response, Tiffany went live as well and made a very serious accusation. She claimed that the real reason she stopped featuring Poo Poo in her videos is because she allegedly caught him inappropriately touching her daughter.
I want to know why they're coming to end. Now, tell the truth. Tell the truth why they're coming to end. They're coming to end because you tried my daughter. You tried to touch my daughter in the kitchen, baby. Now, I don't know why you making video, but you turned the comment on. Some people can't even comment. People screenshot shit and they're telling me.
There's also a short clip circulating online that shows Tiffany physically threatening Poo Poo and putting her hands on him.
You think I do? So what you think I owe you? I ain't whooping. I ain't gonna do what? 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 Huh? Keep my motherfucking kid name that thing. Motherfucking mouth. I ain't paying.
After Tiffany made these allegations public, Poo Poo released a statement denying everything. He claimed that none of Tiffany's accusations were true and that she was making up lies about him.
This girl named Tiffany Curry, better known as Big Mama, she going around here lying on me, man. Talking about I touched her daughter. I did not touch her daughter.
During this earlier panel live stream, Tiffany's sister-in-law defended Poo Poo, stating that he was a good person and would never do anything like that. She instead claimed that Tiffany treated him more like a slave when he was living with her, alleging that Tiffany controlled his movements, did not allow him to go out, and monitored his every action.
He doing good.
Did Poo Poo ever do any of that to her kids?
Huh?
They want to know if Poo Poo actually did any of that.
No, Poo Poo my first cousin. I know him. That's my first cousin, blood cousin. He would never do nothing like that. He just came to me and told me about Tiffany wanting him to eat her and all that, everything. They just sat there. I done went to Tiffany's house to pick him up. She would not let him come out the house or nothing. She had him like an animal in the house. Right. She beat him in the face, put stitches all in his face with an ashtray. Beat him in the face with ashtrays and all that. Yeah. Beat him bad, put him in the house, black eyes. I went down there. They wouldn't let me see him, and none of that wouldn't let mama see him. Yeah, if Poo Poo, if you can get in touch with him, he'll tell you the same thing. Poo Poo, she got some kids. She got some kids. I'm talking about them kids can lie so good, it's ridiculous.
Now, we don't know which of these allegations are true and which are not. However, if Tiffany's claims about Poo Poo are true, they raise serious questions for her as well. If he was allegedly engaging in such behavior, why was it not reported immediately? And why was he still allowed around her children? Because if somebody was truly doing all of that and still had access to her kids, then that raises concerns about Tiffany's judgment too. She knew all this and had him around her kids. Her daughter would never allow that man to touch her. If he was like that, why have him around? If he was all of that and she knew and still messed with him, she has to be 10 times worse. Birds of a feather. And this is where the story starts to get even more complicated. After the panel went live, police officers actually showed up at Tiffany's house to check on the well-being of her children. Tiffany recorded this interaction and later posted the footage on her social media. According to her, the police arrived after someone had made a TikTok video accusing her of mistreating her kids. She appeared visibly angry while confronting the officers. During the interaction, she even threatened to sue the police if they continued showing up at her home unannounced and demanding to see inside.
Bro, y'all about to be on TikTok, or y'all not gonna harass me like this, man. Ain't no way y'all can be able to do this, man. Ain't no way.
Be able to do what?
Come out here.
Hey, look. We got a call, all right?
That doesn't matter. People already been stalking me to call the CPS on me 44 times, move my kids to the country. I'm tired of being stalked, man.
Just listen. Let me talk to you, all right? Somebody called us.
It doesn't matter about a call. You can't come out just like this just because no call.
I asked you. It's a call for service. Any call we get, we have to respond.
I'm not finna deal with this.
We just came to make sure everything's all right. We see everything's all right. We're out your hair. I asked you, can we take a look inside? You offered it. You responded yes.
I understand it.
All right, so what's the problem?
How can you just come out here just because of call?
Because it's a call for service. We have to make
So
sense.
if somebody calls again, y'all come again?
Yes, ma'am, every single time.
Well, I'm finna sue. I'm finna sue because y'all are not finna harass me like this.
We're not harassing you. We're coming to check on
Yes, you is. Y'all not gonna come. Okay,
it's no harassment or nothing. It's a call for service. Right. Everybody don't like when we come for their property, but we have to come.
Okay.
Because if something was happening, then we'll be reliable, all right?
That's not right.
You have a good night.
Forgive me a lawyer too, you too.
After the police left, Tiffany uploaded another video calling out whoever contacted the authorities. In that video, she stated no matter how much people tried to drag her down, she and her children were still going to rise above it all.
The police just left my house because somebody TikTok video saying the children were living in an unconditional, whatever it was. But they coming out here this time of night, baby. Let me tell y'all something. Man, I'm going to take care of my children. And I still got my children. Now, why y'all want to sit there and they want to play, I'm finna lawyer up. Because ain't no way no police had no business coming to my house this time of night. Ain't nothing wrong with our house. And I still got my kids. Baby. Ain't nobody gonna take my children, man. Ain't nobody gonna take my children. I make too much money. Now I'm finna get a lawyer. It don't make no sense how people sit there. Y'all still stalking us. But guess what? I'm a strong black woman. I am. And I guarantee you, I'm still going to the top. I'm going higher.
However, this time, Tiffany realized that the person who had called the police was actually her own brother. As a result, she went live again, directly calling out her family members and claiming that everything they'd said about her was a complete lie. According to Tiffany, her brother and his family had been texting her children and attempting to pressure them into lying to the police. She also claimed that her kids were being constantly harassed. During this live stream, Tiffany demanded that her brother and his family leave her children alone. She warned that if the harassment continued, that she would hire a lawyer, press charges, and send them to jail.
Who did it? Somebody that used to be around me and somebody close. We got the same daddy. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. People that you done help, those are the ones gonna do you wrong. Man, people do me wrong, I leave them alone. I don't bother them no more. I don't mess with you no more. Cause one thing about it, when I leave you alone, leave me alone. Leave me alone, bruh. Leave me alone, man. When somebody do their own nieces and nephews and stuff like that, man, let me tell y'all something. God is good. I've been minding my business. Have y'all been seeing me going live about anybody? I've been seeing people going live about me. I've been seeing them going lying, making up lies. I love my children. I ain't never did nothing bad to my children, man. I got some good children. And my children gonna walk in that courtroom, too. They been texting my children. We already know they do it. They been texting my children's phone, trying to get my children to lie. Lying, talking about some birth, just lying, y'all. And I told them, stop texting my children. They kept texting my children, man. It's all right, though. It's all right, because them charges pending. One thing about it, God don't play about his children, man, especially when they're trying to do right. I take care of my children. I mind my business. What do y'all see me do every day? I try to help people the best way I can, but people turn on me. I've been minding my business. I know who did it. The charges are pending. That's some serious. Ain't no way in the world somebody way from another state gonna make me stalk somebody, and you knowing you in this hometown. You know, if you did wrong to me, leave me alone. Why try to come from me? Why? Leave me alone. You go your way and I go your way, and it doesn't matter who did each other wrong, which I know you did me wrong. Go your way. I'm so glad I got screenshots. I got videos. I mean, I'm talking about, man, they going to jail.
What makes the situation even more shocking is that it wasn't just one brother who turned against her. Her younger brother, Scooter, also went live and made several accusations about Tiffany. For context, this brother had previously been in jail, and when he was released, Tiffany claimed that she allowed him to stay at her house, supported him financially, and even bought him a car. There is also a video on Tiffany's social media showing her giving her brother $5,000 to help him rebuild his life after getting out of jail. In addition to that, she posted several other videos documenting how she helped him financially, celebrated his return home, and updated her followers about him finding a job.
My baby brother, he just got out, and I want to bless him with something to get him on his feet. All right. Oh, my back hurt, y'all. Bless him with $5,000. 1, 2, 3, 4. 49, 50.
Thank you.
Based on this, it's fair to say that when her brother was first released, Tiffany appeared genuinely happy to help him get back on his feet. However, when he was living with her, something clearly went wrong. At some point, the relationship had deteriorated, and he eventually left while still on parole. Sometime later, according to Tiffany, he returned to her house to pick up his clothes and other belongings. She claimed that during this visit, he attempted to put his hands on her in front of her children. Following this alleged incident, Tiffany posted a long statement on Instagram, warning people to stay away from her family and making it clear that she was done protecting them.
Bro, go on somewhere now. Can't nobody make me forgive. I'm not forgiving nothing the way my brothers did me. I took it every time. Hold the phone. I'm not going to run. That thing you do is get out of my yard. I'm not going to run. Call the police. All right, try to get out there. Try it. Okay, try it. Yes. Yeah, because soon you say get out the yard. Look out, them guys stuck. Oh, shit. Then look, I told them get out of my yard. Now look, them guys stuck. I don't forgive none of my brothers for what they did to me. So, Leo.
My brothers tried to put their hands on me plenty of times. My other brother that just got out of jail came and got his clothes. Like, why wait until Christmas to get 2 pairs of pants? When I told you don't come back to my house also, and he said something that I can't come back from. Like, all y'all need to leave me alone. James, Jolly, and Pete father came today, after he hasn't seen the kids in months after he told them F them. You ain't gonna keep calling my babies that, so I told him to keep his gifts. Give them to somebody that need them. I got my kids. As y'all can see, they keep coming to my house and won't leave me alone. I was taking care of all of them, even my kid's father. Well, my kids just seen, I don't want them to experience this with their own siblings. Mama, if you looking down from heaven, just know I'm tired. I'm done. After this, her younger brother Scooter went live and shared his own version of events. He claimed that the $5,000 Tiffany publicly gave him was not actually his to keep. According to him, she took the money back once the video ended. He also stated during the live stream that Tiffany bought him a car for $2,900, but that the car had mechanical issues. He claimed that he eventually traded the vehicle, which surprisingly made Tiffany furious. According to him, this argument over the car created a major rift between them and ultimately led to him leaving.
When I'm trying to tell her something right, but she don't want to take advice. You know what I'm saying? She threatened the kids all the time, threatening to hit them with broomsticks, mops. It don't matter what it is. The kids scared. The kids in that house scared, bro. Saying when I got out, them kids ran to me, they hugged me. Every day I showed up, them kids, they love me. I treat them right. I respect them. I play with them. You know what I'm saying? But she'll come around and threaten the kids not to even talk to me type shit. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even be around. I don't even stay around here. I don't even stay around. You know what I'm saying? So I just decided to come, you know what I'm saying, and get my stuff that I had down there. I didn't even go in the yard. You know what I'm saying? I just parked on side the road, waited till my brother to bring it to me. I ain't even see her. So she couldn't have never told me to leave. I ain't even see her. And that's just like I said, like, the $5,000 that she supposed to have been gave me, that y'all thought that she gave me, she didn't give it to me, because when the video was over with, she got it back. She bought me a car for $2,900, you know what I'm saying? But it was something wrong with the car. So I traded the car in, turned around, paid $1,500 down on the car, on the truck, and traded the car in. Next thing I know, shit, she told me I'm trifling. I ain't no good. I should have never done that. Like, how you gonna tell me what to do with something that you bought me? You know what I'm saying? I wasn't gonna try to make it back and forth to go to work, you know what I'm saying, with the car, because the defrost didn't even work. It was cold. Shit, like, what I'm gonna do that for?
In a separate video, Tiffany also explained that the real reason she became upset with her brother was what happened after she had bought him the car. According to her, he later came back and asked her to make a down payment on a truck he wanted. When she refused, he went ahead and traded the car she had bought for him, without consulting her or even informing her.
When I bought him that car, he came back and asked me for a down payment on a truck. The reason why he wanted the truck because he was telling people he didn't want the car. I didn't have to back you nothing. I didn't owe you nothing. Everything I got because of me and my children, we built it. You traded that car in. When I ain't give you the down payment, I told you to keep that car. You quit your job. And who you were getting the money from? Me? You think you were finna stress me out even more? Even though I know I helped you and I know you didn't appreciate me. I knew it was coming. All my brother do is get on the internet. Every last one of them sit there and talk about me after everybody done seen the world, how I done took care of y'all. Ain't nobody giving me nothing. Y'all ain't seen nobody give me nothing. Tell them show proof that they gave me something. They ain't gave me nothing. I ain't had to do that. I see why a lot of family people when people get rich, they cut family off. It's about this money. Like I told him to leave me alone. I knew you were using me when you came back and asked me for a down payment for a truck. You traded that. He traded the car in, y'all, for the truck he got now, a 2025 Cherokee. 10 years? Put it in a woman name.
In the caption of the same video, Tiffany further claimed that she'd given her brother over $11,000 after he returned from jail. She also said she took care of him financially while he was incarcerated. I gave him $11K in 1 month. Like the world see what I did for. And I was taking care of you while you was in jail. I don't care who was against me. Talk about the good I did for you. I didn't have to do nothing. Now, we can't say for sure whether Big Mama did this purely for the camera or not. However, what is clear is that her brother himself admitted on video that Tiffany had bought him a car and allowed him to stay with her. At the very least, one would expect some level of gratitude, rather than immediately airing her out publicly in live streams. It's also fair to acknowledge that at times, Tiffany's content can feel performative. She frequently talks about money, records herself giving people money, and films herself buying food or gifts for her kids. But it's difficult to fully blame her for that. People have repeatedly accused her of neglecting her children, so it's possible that she feels the need to document everything as proof, or even as a defense mechanism. However, the way her brothers are now exposing her online comes across less like concern and more like resentment. It looks as though they're bitter because the financial support they once received had stopped. A genuinely humble person would show at least some respect to somebody who bought them a car out of goodwill, instead of going on live streams to drag them publicly. In response to Tiffany's claims that her brother tried to put his hands on her when he visited her home, the brother completely denied the allegation. He stated that he never did anything like that. He then shifted the focus back onto Tiffany, claiming that her children are actually afraid of her, especially her oldest daughter, Mercedes. According to him, Tiffany constantly calls her children names, verbally abuses her daughter, forbids her kids from speaking to relatives, and forces them to smile for the camera. He alleged that if the kids don't act happy while being filmed, she threatens to beat them.
And as far as putting my hands on them, man, I ain't never, not me. I don't know about the rest of them, but not me. Anybody that know me know damn well, bro, I ain't let nobody on my sister. Nobody. I done chased us down for putting their hands on my sister. All the stuff I picked up, my other brother that's there with her, brought it to me. It's just that don't try to get on social media and bash me like I'm the bad guy, when I'm not. I didn't need her at all. I'm used to having some money. When I was young, I ain't have shit, but I got off my ass as a grown man and went and got what I needed. You know what I'm saying? That's the progress of growing. But those kids are really terrified in that house, bro. They terrified. You know what I'm saying? I love them to death. I want to see them. I want to be there for them. But they scared of her. She tell the kids, don't talk to me. It's been so many nights I come there and the kid just scared to do anything.
Now, it's possible that Big Mama just isn't the perfect parent. She may lose her temper, lash out at her kids, or struggle with handling them at times. That being said, based on what we see in her videos, she's feeding her children, taking them out to eat, buying them expensive gifts, celebrating special occasions with them, and consistently showing up for them. Whether people like it or not, it is very evident that she loves her kids. She may not fit everyone's idea of a good parent, and no one has really seen her cooking full meals on camera. Still, her children appear well-fed, cared for, and included in family experiences. Another thing that feels shady about her brothers and family members making these allegations is the timing. Why is everyone speaking out now? Why didn't this brother intervene or report anything when he was living with her and benefiting from her financial support? From where it stands, this situation looks like a classic case of revenge. Now that the money has stopped, he's taken to social media to air her out publicly. And despite all this, a large number of people are still seeing through the chaos and choosing to support Big Mama. Because if her brothers truly cared about the kids, they wouldn't be publicly tearing their mother down, especially knowing that she is the sole financial provider for the family. What is interesting though is her brother Scooter also claimed in his livestream that before he went to jail, he helped his sister raise her children. Because of that, he said he feels entitled to her money. He literally stated that she owes him and is supposed to give him financial support in return.
Get the money, ain't gave me nothing, and when I get out, you motherfucking right, you owe me something. Hell yeah, you owe me something.
Bruh, if you felt like that, why would you get a 5K back?
You said give back what was gave to me, but you're not understanding what I just told you. If you get 2 loans in my name, you owe me something. You fucking right, you owe me something. You stole my identity and used my shit, you owe me something. They can be my mama. If you did that shit to me, you owe me something. Come on with my shit. I don't know nothing about all the extra shit you talking about. Amen. I don't even rock like that. I don't rock like that, period. I don't play no games, bro.
It became very clear during the live stream that he was expecting ongoing financial help from Tiffany. And now that he's no longer receiving support, he seems bitter, restless, and angry. In the same live stream, Scooter also addressed Tiffany's previous claims about her other brothers. For context, Tiffany has repeatedly alleged both in videos and live streams that her family members were messing around behind her back. She claimed that her older brother convinced her ex-boyfriend, whom she'd been with for 5 years, to leave her and move in with him instead. According to Tiffany, that same brother was also taking her ex-boyfriend out to meet other women. Tiffany has said after she and her boyfriend broke up, she unexpectedly ran into him at her brother's trailer. What she claimed she witnessed there was disturbing enough that she went on to accuse her brother and ex-boyfriend of being involved with each other. It sounds absolutely wild, and many people were shocked when she first made these claims.
Let me tell you, so I had a man that I was in a relationship for 5 years. First, I didn't even know he was married. I didn't know that South Suck was married. When I found out that South Suck was married, ooh, I told it tail up. But anyway, my brother and them had started moving in with me. And when my brother and them started moving in with me, they convinced my boyfriend to go move in another trailer with them. Don't you know he moved in with them? He left me for my brother. I called him. Oh, I can't
in the head?
I called him in the car. My brother doing something to him. I can't even tell you. I can't
You
even tell
know, before you said that, I said he probably like men. I already knew, because see my discernment. Yeah. When you said that, I said he must like men.
They all moved in the house. It was like, what, 3 of my brothers.
I said he must like men. I knew it before you even said it.
They all moved in the house with each other. When they all moved in the house with each other, I didn't know they had moved in the house with each other. I went to visit my brother because my brother said he was going to see his girlfriend and my other brother. He was going to visit my other brother. So when I went up there to see my brother and my boyfriend.
Did you catch him in the bedroom together? You catch him in the bed together?
And I caught him in the car outside. I can't talk. I can't say it outside. They had got quiet. One day I was writing skits in the middle of the night. Me and my children, we were just listening to music in the living room because my children, we eat snacks in the middle of the night and stuff like that. I used to talk to them and write skits. But they was in another room. And they got quiet.
Were they naked though? They naked?
Well, I'm going to tell you. They got quiet back there. So they just snuck out the back door in the car. And so I seen my ex with it, like in the front seat, laid back. Yeah. And my brother had a head. And the door was locked. They wouldn't let me.
Help them loud.
Yeah.
I knew it. And you
but anyway,
5 damn years.
Let me tell you something. All them boys around me, my brother and them, all of them, they like that.
They look jiggly.
Even the cameraman, my cousin was like that. All of them were like that.
You can look that damn cameraman, Lord have mercy.
Even Poo Poo, the one doing comedy, all of them were like that.
Hell. Bad shape.
But yeah, my boyfriend moved in with my brother. And when he moved in with my brother had my brother robbed. When he moved in with my brother, my other brother, it was 2 brothers up there, really 3.
The men were screwing each other.
They robbed him while he was laying in the bed with no clothes on. They robbed him with some pigtails on the stove, cooking, burning up the house while he laying in the room with no clothes on. They took his TVs, his wallet, sugar, his tank. They stole everything. Like I told my ex, my boyfriend, if they turn on me, what you think they gonna do to you? They got him too.
They was all screwing each other.
And they robbed him.
Damn.
Some pigtails on the stove burning up, and they robbed him while he in the bedroom. Don't you know my brother FaceTime me and let me see my ex in the room with no clothes on?
Damn.
Yep. And then my ex still staying with his mama. He's staying in the camp with no water.
I wish I could just move you away from it, but you got all that land and them houses. Honey, I wish you get the hell out of Mississippi.
Most all my brothers, they were trying to jump on me though. I just couldn't be around them.
Yeah, you got to stay away. Lord Jesus.
They won't be around them. They be trying to hurt me.
Oh,
yep.
Lord have mercy.
But I ain't gonna lie, I laughed at it. It's all right. I made it. My children, we made it. My children sing a lot, but we made it. Yeah, they were.
Oh, that mercy.
That's why you see a lot of men be want to hang around other men.
Yeah, that's right. Lord have mercy. Oh, Father God.
Yeah.
What's that Poo Poo man? Yeah, he kind of, boy.
But see, he was my cousin. He was going with my brother. And my brother was going with my boyfriend.
Lord have mercy. I wonder why he called himself Poo Poo.
Because I came up with the name, wrote the comedy.
Yeah, because I've been watching y'all for 99 years.
They
the comedy, and you came up with that name Poo Poo.
They just were doing too much. They were doing so much though. But you know what? All of them trying to come back. Somebody said my biological brother. Yeah, all of them. My mama had 5 boys and 1 girl. It was 3 of my brothers on my.
She sure do need to write a book. They say you need to write a book. She sure do.
Yeah, it was 3 of my brothers that did that.
Damn.
3 of them tried to jump on me.
They better leave you the hell alone.
And then the one just got a prison. I don't deal with him. I had him get a car. He traded that car in for a truck. Cause first he wanted me to give him another down payment. I gave him $5,000 when he got out of jail. Then I bought.
He like men too.
Nah, he don't like me. He like women.
Oh, that one don't like men. Oh,
okay. He ain't right though. And he talking about what he gonna do to me. Nah, you don't do nothing to me. You just gonna stay away from me.
However, during his live streams, Scooter denied it all. He claimed that none of what Tiffany said ever happened and that she was lying. According to him, Tiffany was actually sleeping with her ex-boy. He questioned how it would even make sense for her to accuse her brother of being involved with the same man she herself was still sleeping with.
Then you turn around, you laying in the bed with the ex-boyfriend every night. That shit don't make no sense, man. That shit just gotta be lies. It gotta be lies. How the f you gonna still lay in the bed with the ex-boyfriend every night if you know that him and your other brother slept together? What type of shit that is? Something wrong with your mental.
Now y'all heard that out of Big Mama mouth herself. He ain't lying.
Everybody always on the outside just looking in, bro. She do this shit just to keep making money off content.
At the same time, there's been a lot of discussion online surrounding Poo Poo. Ever since Tiffany accused him of trying to inappropriately touch her daughter, viewers have been asking some very uncomfortable but valid questions during her live streams. People want to know why Poo Poo was allowed around her children if he was allegedly capable of doing something like that, and why she didn't immediately report him to the police. Tiffany became visibly angry when people asked her these questions. She snapped back, telling viewers that they don't know what she did to him when she found out, and insisted that they should go back to Poo Poo's live stream and ask him why he did what he did.
Why you didn't call the police when Poo Poo tried to touch your daddy? What are you talking about? You don't know what happened. You don't know what I did to him when he tried that. You don't know what I did to him. You don't know what went on. But he tried. You need to go there and ask him why he do it. See, why is y'all study asking me stupid questions like that when you should have been asking, why did you try it? Well, ask him, why did he turn his comments on? I don't even want to talk about that man no more, bro, because it's over with. Stop bringing up that. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Leave it alone. That's his life.
In another clip that surfaced online, Tiffany can be seen interacting directly with Poo Poo. She repeatedly questioned why he was now working with her brothers. People who, according to her, continuously slander her online. What's even more disturbing is that this confrontation reportedly escalated into a physical altercation.
After all what we done sat there and beat through, bro. But why you still dealing with the nigga? But he still causing drama. And you still with him and you still dealing with him. So what's the problem? So he gonna continue to do this shit and you still gonna continue to fuck with him. Because you like him. You like that shit on you. You like that he be trying to scrum it on. I don't give a fuck about the comment because it whack. It's like, I ain't telling you. But then you letting that man talk about me, bruh. My motherfucking kids, bruh. And all of us in the same motherfucking house together, man. Come on that, Poo Poo. You don't think that wrong?
Yeah, I mean, that's y'all.
That is y'all, and he using you, dude.
Nah, he ain't doing that.
How come he ain't? And saying you said this, you saying this.
I'm good.
You must think I ain't good. You think I ain't good? Huh? So what you think I owe you?
Nothing.
I ain't whooping.
Nah, you ain't
I ain't gonna do what? 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 Huh? Keep my motherfucking kid name my toe. You motherfucking mouth, nigga. I ain't saying. You understand me? You understand what the you done sat there and caused me? You understand me? That you grew up part of my motherfucking family and then I left to your motherfucking ass. Huh? Do you understand that? Huh? Let me go. Here, get my toe back.
And if you think Tiffany's drama with her family stopped there, think again. She made it very clear that she was furious with her brother, and she did not hold back. In one video, Tiffany claimed that her brother was on parole and traveled out of town to meet a woman, which would have been a violation of his parole terms. She said she had proof of this. In a video posted on Instagram, Tiffany almost gleefully announced that she was reporting him to his probation officer, and that he would likely be going back to jail. Shortly after, she went live again, expressing anger and calling out her brother publicly.
When it comes to them kids, you about to go to jail. You about to go to jail. You about to go to jail. You better go to jail. You want some fame? You gonna get it in prison. I'll talk. Cause one thing about it, God don't play about them children. Now when you was in that stove, you know you done missed all them years of them children's life. Why you didn't say, buy my kids something? But you still were handing it out. Like I said, ain't no rules to nothing. I love my niece and nephews and stuff like that, but that man had missed all them years out them kids' life. That man should have made it up instead of trying to argue with me. Instead of trying to come to my house, won't clout, you're going to jail tomorrow. Because you got on the internet and talked about my children and you lied, and you going to jail.
Following that, Tiffany's younger brother Scooter did yet another live stream. During it, he stated if Tiffany wanted to report him to the police, she was free to do so. He claimed he was not afraid of going back to prison and doubled down on saying that everything Tiffany was accusing her brother of was complete nonsense. According to him, she was making up lies to make herself look better online.
You'd rather keep them around. You said Anthony with your ex-boyfriend, so you call him a but you still laid up with the same that you accused Anthony of with. It don't make no motherfucking sense, bro. Get your shit together, man, because I'm getting my shit straight. I'm used to it. When I go back to prison, if I did go back to prison, I'm a boss up. That's it. What the fuck are you saying? It ain't gonna matter. Still gonna take care of business while I'm in there. Shit, that's it. I wasn't scared to go to motherfucking jail. When they said 20 motherfucking years, I said, come on with it. I'm ready to go down the road. Let's ride. Let's go. Come on. What you doing all the extra talking for? I got up and represented my motherfucking self.
Amid all this chaos, even more disturbing allegations began to surface, this time involving one of her brothers allegedly assaulting his stepdaughter. Addressing this accusation, Big Mama went live and made a shocking statement. She said that if the girl was claiming this happened, then her brother very well may have done it, because according to her, her brothers are known for that kind of behavior. And at that point, things went from messy to genuinely alarming.
Family, leave me alone. Now, it's a story going around saying that my brother supposed to been did something to his stepdaughter. I ain't got nothing to do with that. At the end of the day, that girl telling the truth. But I ain't got to pay nobody to tell nothing like that. That between y'all. My brothers are known for doing stuff like that. That's what y'all don't understand, and a lot of stuff be hidden. Then I tell you, my brothers on my mama's side and daddy's side did to me, they are known to do stuff like this. But what they got going on, I ain't got nothing to do with that. Why would I pay somebody to say something like that, bro? Why? Who are you? You're nobody to me. Why? I don't care about y'all. Y'all keep on speaking on my name. Every day y'all on clout. Y'all want to beef with me so bad, baby. Go put some beef in your refrigerator, bro. Go put some beef in your refrigerator. Because I'm not finna beef with these nobodies, bro. I'm not finna beef with nobody I didn't help that you need my money.
At this point, it doesn't look like the drama between Big Mama and her family is anywhere close to dying down. If anything, it seems to be picking up even more momentum. While she's actively fighting her family's allegations online and repeatedly threatening to sue them, she's also tangled up in what appears to be a very tense and ongoing relationship with CPS. Over the past 3 months alone, Tiffany has claimed that CPS has shown up at her home multiple times and has even gone as far as visiting her children's school. A few weeks ago, she uploaded a video to her Instagram in which she claimed that CPS officials went to her kid's school, spoke to their teachers, and that the school counselor actually called her oldest daughter, Mercedes, into the office. According to Tiffany, the counselor asked Mercedes some extremely uncomfortable and inappropriate questions, one of which allegedly involved asking whether she was sleeping with someone in a shed outside of a house. Big Mama was visibly furious while recounting the story. She emphasized that her daughter had already been through a lot in life, and said whoever keeps calling CPS on her is taking things way too far. She also claimed that CPS officials questioned her children about whether they were eating properly at home, and whether or not they were bathing regularly. While recording the video, Tiffany angrily stated that she was planning to lawyer up and even threatened to sue CPS over what she described as harassment.
You know what? That lawyer coming. Now, CPS, ain't no way y'all went to the school and questioned my children if they eating, if they taking baths, if they feel safe. This the last time y'all finna play with me. This the last time.
To further explain how CPS ended up questioning her children at school, Tiffany later went live on TikTok with several of her supporters. During that live stream, she once again described how the school counselor called Mercedes into the office and asked those questions. She claimed that people, possibly trolls, were repeatedly calling the school and feeding them false information about her family.
Mad when the counselor had called Mercedes to the office and asked Mercedes was she having relationship in a shed outside of her home. Oh, kids had called the school and told them that.
That's none of her business, though. What? That she out of line for that.
Man, when I tell you I cut over that school so bad, man, I'm talking about, oh my God. Yeah, they did. They called that girl out the office for that nonsense because people playing on the phone at the schoolhouse.
That was completely out of line. She had no right to ask her personal business.
That's what I was saying. What's wrong with these teachers, these counseling principals and stuff like that?
I'm glad mine ain't in school.
Their boundaries, cause no.
Yeah, they were calling playing on the school phone with Jolly School. I'm talking about they sent the police to the house saying I was putting my hands on my children, saying my children went eating, they were harassing, people were blowing up, coming through there, knocking on the door. I mean, baby, I go live with my supporter. They'll call to the store where I was, tell people I was stealing it, but the people at the store, they weren't worried about it. They didn't long, but it was they was stalking me, baby. They was stalking me.
During this live stream, Big Mama also shared more details about her children's schooling, and it became very clear that she was angry not just at CPS, but at her own community as well. She claimed that when she was going through the worst periods of her life, no one in her town stepped in to support her. According to Tiffany, at her children's previous school, one of the teachers was bullying Mercedes. She implied that she had disagreements with the school over this issue, and that things escalated to the point where she was effectively shut out. She claimed that the school did not hand over her kids' transfer certificates, which then led to an even bigger problem. Big Mama went on to say that because of all of this, her children did not attend school for nearly 3 whole years. She claimed that during this time, she repeatedly asked for help and tried to get the assistance of various institutions, but no one stepped in. She sounded especially bitter towards CPS, stating that they suddenly act like they care about her kids now, but when her children were in school, none of these organizations helped her at all. Instead, according to Tiffany, it was her online supporters who stepped in and helped her navigate the situation. She claimed that her followers were the ones calling school counselors and reaching out to people to get her kids enrolled again.
Don't y'all know a teacher had bullied Mercedes and I went to the superintendent? I'm telling y'all something, I cut up. They banned me from every school it was the superintendent. For 3 years. My children didn't go to school for 3 years. Y'all listen to me. My kids didn't go to school for 3 years, y'all.
So if her kids didn't go to school for 3 full years, I wonder when they started back in the 4th year, did they go to the correct grades or did they have to continue with the grades they were in? How old are her children?
3 years. Y'all know somebody that would have been locked up.
Exactly.
I cried in one of my kids' education.
Right.
When the judge found out, they heard put
officer.
them children back in school like it wasn't nothing. I'm gonna tell you how God was good. Soon my kid got back in school. School bus hit up twice. I'm talking about twice, y'all.
Wow.
Everybody got to come, and I sued they tail, baby. That I got them houses. I sued them twice.
Right now, there's also growing speculation online about Tiffany's financial situation. Some people believe that the money she's been flaunting recently may actually be settlement money. In the clip that we just played, Tiffany can be heard talking about a school bus hitting her twice while her kids were with her. She claimed that she had sued both times. Because of that, some people are speculating that she may have received settlement money from those incidents. Who really knows? Because if you look back a few years, Tiffany was clearly not doing well financially. There are older clips of her on TikTok where she appeared to be struggling and, according to some viewers, even asking people for money.
Legs are 8. Oh, Jesus. Y'all please help me with Daisy. I am. They ill. Stay ground, laugh out loud. So what's going on with Daisy? First puppy, Daisy came out. Daisy finna have a emergency C-section. They doing the ultrasound on right now. Now I want the water make my stomach boil. You got a dog. Daisy's a rock rider. I don't care if it's $1, $2. It don't matter. I just got to come up with the money. It's a TLJ. It's a TLJ, y'all. So far, she's okay. But if they don't have the emergency section, she can die. The puppies, I ain't gonna lie. Them puppies hurt so bad. The puppy hurt real bad, but as long as I saved Daisy's life, I've been up 6 days, no puppies. Y'all bought her the playpen, y'all did it. You see how she did it? She scratched up this stuff up there. Y'all bought that pen for Daisy.
In 2023, discussions began circulating on online forums like Reddit, accusing Tiffany of being a scammer and being an e-beggar. Some people believe that she had collected money on behalf of a grieving mother whose children had passed away, but allegedly never delivered those funds.
Damn, it look like there's some scammers in here, bro. What you think?
I think you might be right.
I bet they're gonna waste our time. And fuck all that. Don't be wasting my time when we up in the studio. Always on the clock, where the camera keep it moving slow. No, we keep it.
Others accused her of constantly airing out her personal problems online and repeatedly asking her audience for financial support. While we did come across TikTok pages dedicated to calling her out for alleged scamming, we were unable to find any solid or damning evidence that definitively proved she was scamming people. That being said, people also claim that Tiffany used to scam people online and that, in order to cover her tracks, she deleted her old accounts and rebranded herself as a generous, giving person who helps others financially. Whatever the truth may be, one thing is clear. Her story and the current war she's having with her family online is absolutely insane. The allegations being thrown back and forth on social media are nothing short of wild. At this point, the internet is sharply divided when it comes to Big Mama. Some people are completely loyal to her and take everything she says at face value. Others remain skeptical of her online persona. While many believe she genuinely loves her children and cares for them in her own way, they also feel that her social media presence comes across as extremely performative. She is constantly recording herself giving kids money, buying them things, and showing off these moments on camera. A lot of people are uncomfortable with that level of display. On top of that, her kids often look a bit awkward in those videos. We can't say for sure whether she forces them to participate or not, but the performances themselves may be embarrassing for children who are still so young. At the end of the day, this is a complicated situation with no clear heroes. Now, we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on Big Mama? Do you believe what her family is alleging, or do you believe Tiffany's side of the story?
What do you do when you discover that your entire childhood is searchable? Your birth was witnessed by 5.6 million people. Millions more heard the first words you spoke. Your tantrums, your punishments, and even the gender transition of your sibling. None of it was your choice. You were part of it from birth. Such is the case of Jonathan SakoneJolie and his family. With the vulnerability of their family and their privacy, they formed an online empire, which was making them famous and stupidly rich. But when viewers looked closely, they found an ugly truth about the family. A despicable pattern of disgusting exploitation and the worst parenting you will come across on the internet. And soon, that truth was about to be revealed, and their massive online empire would be laid bare.
For those of you who don't know this internet family, Jonathan SakoneJolie started his YouTube channel, La Floof, in 2010.
Hi guys, today Albie is going to experience ice and snow for the first time. Come with me.
Posting simple, rather cringeworthy videos, as people did at the time.
The thing to teach a child when first experiencing water is about floating. There's not much you can really teach a child at that age other than floating and being experienced and feeling comfortable in the water.
After a short while, he introduced his partner, Anna.
You are so freaking ugly. How are you even allowed on YouTube?
Their beginning was simple and fun, like any other couple showing their daily life with their dog.
I wish I had an accent and sounded unique like you.
Oh my god, stop telling me to rate 5 stars just because you're including your cute puppy in this video.
And for the next 2 years, that was pretty much all they posted, vlogging their everyday routine and occasionally talking about fashion-related stuff. If they were lucky, they'd manage to pull a few thousand views on a video every once in a while.
And what the hell does La Floof mean anyways? That is such a stupid name.
I wish I could speak a foreign language.
But things were about to change for Jonathan and Anna in the most unexpected way.
Stuff in the car. Congratulations. There you go. Not that little either.
Because on September 11th, 2012, the couple gave birth to a baby girl. While filming your first child's birth may not sound unusual, Jonathan decided to post the entire thing on YouTube. The video ended up gaining over 5 million views, which in most cases will seem like an incredible thing for any channel struggling to break past a few thousand views. But in this case, laid the first brick in what will go on to grow into a really disturbing controversy. Jonathan and Anna immediately realized that people on the internet loved to see kids' content. So, they naturally leaned fully into this family vlogs genre and featured their baby daughter in practically every single video.
Good morning, Amelia. Good morning, Amelia. Hello.
By 2014, the channel had taken a completely different turn. What started as a couple's vlog had turned into a typical family channel. Every morning routine was filmed, every milestone, first words, first steps, tantrums, and even bath time. They had cameras set up all over the house, all monitored and controlled by Jonathan himself. At that point, there was no such thing as privacy anymore. Every moment of their lives was being recorded, and the algorithm absolutely loved it. Naturally, brands started paying attention. Sponsors came knocking and the money kept rolling in. By the end of 2016, they'd reached 1.6 million subscribers. They uploaded every single day, always at the same time, never missing a beat. Over the years, the Sakones had 3 more kids. And just like Amelia, each one of them entered the world in front of a camera, with their lives immediately documented for millions to watch. As the kids grew older, the filming never slowed down. By the mid-2010s, there was absolutely zero sense of privacy for the family, as every moment, big or small, was turned into content. So, along the way to their online stardom, their lives stopped being theirs anymore. But that constant visibility eventually came with consequences. As the children got older and the footage became more personal, people started to feel uneasy about what they were watching. By 2019, that discomfort had reached a breaking point. A petition appeared on change.org, calling for the SakoneJolie's family to be formally investigated. That too for child. It quickly gained traction, with over 1,200 people signing, including parents, teachers, and child welfare advocates who believed the family's online behavior had crossed a dangerous line. Thank you to everyone who have signed the petition so far and continues to share. We are 70 signings away from 1,000, and hopefully at this stage, we will get the attention of the NSPC and YouTube, and something will finally be done. As they could do as many apology videos as they want to do, they are not going to change what has been. Thank you for your support so far. But what exactly did they post that pushed people to that point? In 2019, Jonathan uploaded a 24-minute-long video titled, "Our 2-year-old has a problem." If you have experience with a 2-year-old or any age doing this, hit us up in the comments with suggestions. We have tried so many ideas and nothing seems to work with the little munchkin. Also, hope you enjoy my little DIY woodworking project. I got it completed today, so check out tomorrow's video for that conclusion.
In her nappy, and then she was taking her nappy off at night or at nap time. Now she's not doing that anymore. She's taking her poo out of her nappy with her hands, and putting it into her bed. So we're trying to figure out a solution right now. We have a solution at the moment, but it's... Hi. Did you get in trouble? What do you think she did?
Then Anna explained what she had been doing.
Sounds really cruel, and when I say it, I'm sure people are gonna say it's cruel, but this is like has been going on for a while, so it's kind of our last resort. But apparently, if you wash them down, because obviously there's a mess, with cold water.
Instagram, forums, blogs, people talking about it, discussing it, was blowing up, and
everyone was talking and discussing. After this video went viral, it immediately triggered intense backlash among their audience. I'm off, I can't watch child. Please find better solutions. If you've been watching us for 6 years, how did you miss the video where we explained we didn't give her a... And this is all just a misunderstanding, with some poorly chosen words to describe a situation. Jonathan and Anna initially attempted to calm the situation by explaining they had been misunderstood.
I addressed the whole thing the next day, thinking like, guys, I'm sorry, this is actually what we meant.
And I didn't know it would escalate this
And then
far.
it went on, but then it was like people on.
When that explanation failed to calm critics, they released an apology, claiming they had removed most of the controversial videos from their channel.
Right now, we have a solution at the moment, but it's... Hi.
But that didn't stop the police from visiting the family. Shortly after, the NSPCC carried out a welfare check on the children. And strangely enough, they didn't find anything enough to take legal action.
About how talking about a lot of trolling and stuff, you know, and I don't want to brand everybody, okay, as a troll, because that's not what I'm saying.
This gave Jonathan and Anna the perfect opportunity to dismiss many of their critics as trolls, with some even being reported to the police. And after all the outrage, they kept defending their actions by saying that they are sharing their life and that the children wanted to be back. Although Jonathan and Anna claimed that they had deleted most of the controversial videos, the internet of course never really forgets. And just a few months later, the next crack in their fabricated public image started to appear. The BBC sent filmmaker SakoneJolie to live with the SakoneJolie's family for 72 hours as a part of the documentary SakoneJolie Sleeps Over, the family who live online. Unlike their usual vlogs, Jonathan didn't have editorial control this time. Stacey decided what was being filmed, what was shown, and what made it. Stacey spoke to Anna privately. Anna admitted she'd been stepping back from filming because she wanted to simply be a mother again. She wanted to spend time with her children without worrying about editing, uploading, or content schedules. When she asked the youngest, Jonathan tried to cool it off by saying that he would say no to everything. He knew about the PDF files threat, but basically did nothing to prevent it. He claimed that he never filmed the children in a vulnerable position, presenting vague reassurances, saying they were mindful and only shared cute moments. But the real point of worry here is that Jonathan knew the threat existed and knew targeted family content, and he very well knew what was vulnerable. And yet, he continued building his brand around his children's lives. In 2019, while controversy still echoed from the cold shower scandal, Jonathan beat Prince William and Danny Dyer to win the Class Olson Celebrity Dad of the Year award. The timing was devastating in its irony. As SakoneJolie's documentary showed his children saying they didn't want to be filmed, the public was simultaneously celebrating him as a model father. Despite that, the documentary still managed to trigger just enough scrutiny that the internet started watching their content with a more critical eye. The SakoneJolie family. I'm concerned. I came down with COVID and spent Thursday and Friday at home, and happened to fall down the SakoneJolie rabbit hole with all my free time. I just needed to take a minute to voice my concerns because, wow, I have several. I'm not completely new to this family. About 10 years ago, I found Anna Sakone while looking for tutorials for an Urban Decay eyeshadow palette. This was back when Anna was the only one making YouTube videos, and she and Jonathan only had their oldest daughter. I vaguely remember them when their second kid was born, but stopped following them after. 10 years later, and wow, things have changed. My thought, do Anna and Jonathan have any kind of job or career outside of YouTube/social media? This appears to be their main source of income. I could be wrong, and I hope I am, because that leads me to my next point. This is obvious, but the kids are so blatantly being It seems like they get pretty much no privacy, and if the videos were raised to many viewers, it felt like he was hiding something even more disturbing behind this flashy public image of a happy family. Then, in 2020, a new storyline emerged that would soon bring even more attention than any of their previous antics. One day, their child told them she was a girl.
What's the main difference, would you say, between this guy here, and you now? What is the main difference?
Probably like the hair.
The hair?
Yeah.
Instead of keeping that deeply personal moment private, Jonathan reached for the camera. What followed was a series of transition-focused videos that quickly went viral. Every step of the process became content. The name change, the first dress, the school announcement, and the emotional reactions that followed. Soon, the content expanded beyond simple updates. Closet tours, designer outfits, makeup routines, and even a mini fridge stocked with adult skincare products became part of the storyline.
This is my number 1 product, my number 2 product, 3, 4, 6, 8.
At just 7 or 8 years old, Eddie was demonstrating serums and glow-up routines. Many argued that her personal space had been turned into branded content, encouraging premature adultification in the pursuit of views and engagement.
Edie was born Eduardo. She was born male. She has always been more attracted to stereotypical girl toys or girl things. Ever since she could basically dress herself, she wanted to wear her older sister's clothes, or she wanted to wear dress-up dresses, which I completely embraced because I just felt like that was normal.
As the transition continued, Jonathan and Anna began offering their own explanations. They had said they knew from the beginning that Eddie was a girl, pointing to her preference for traditionally feminine toys and clothes.
When did you learn what transgender was?
The media told me. She said that I was transgender and I asked her what that means and she said that means you're half boy and half girl, and I said okay. I think I'm mostly a girl.
But in other moments, Eddie herself explained that she came to understand her identity through conversations with her older sister.
Do some form of homeschooling, or as Jonathan put it, to go travelling, Ingham style, and I'm just that... Where the hell this has come from, I've got no idea. I didn't put these two down as being a very travelling groove people, but I didn't put that down for the Inghams either. So, I mean, love will find a way, guys. Love will find a way, because I'm just ultra confused all around.
While at this age, children do have gender dysphoria as they are learning about the world. But it's like Jonathan is rushing Eddie to choose this identity, just for the fame and for the views. This child is literally 7 years old. The dad is disgusting for his child like this for views and money. This is wrong. He's definitely can't make a decision like this that young. Despite the backlash, the family carried on, presenting a united front and continuing to document every part of Eddie's transition. All My Friends Are Invisible by JonathanJolie. Around the same time, Jonathan released a children's book titled All My Friends Are Invisible.
Because of my experience in life, you know, I now am a non-binary person. I feel like, okay, I have an opportunity here now to try and do what I wish someone had done for me.
I am a non-binary person, and my sexuality is straight, explains Jolie, who today resides in London with his wife, 4 children, and 6 dogs. I am a woman on the inside and a man on the outside. I can be fluid with my gender and identity. There may have been a moment in my childhood when, with the right support, I might have wanted to transition completely to a woman. But without examples in my life or the media I consumed, that was never an idea I could have imagined. So I kept those thoughts to myself and created my own world inside my imagination. It was called Dome D. It was a world filled with invisible friends that helped me process and manage my own mental health and identity struggles. During the pandemic, Jolie admits, observing my child repeat the same behaviors and thought patterns woke the girl inside of me. I was suppressing her to ensure my daughter would not be subject to a lifetime of emotional trauma and confusion like I have been. The timing once again raised eyebrows. As Eddie's transition videos brought in massive attention, the book gained visibility as well. People believed that he was perfectly sabotaging his daughter's transition and making it all about himself.
Like, I know we got the lockdown year off. You know, in 2020 we kind of had a year off life in a way, and it kind of brought us all back to like the family unit and stuff like that. But then, why don't we do that again, but not during a pandemic?
By 2020, following the COVID-19 lockdowns, Jonathan began making major decisions about the children's education. Until then, they had attended private schools with structured schedules, classmates, and a sense of normalcy that existed outside of YouTube.
As time is accelerating, how do we slow it down? I feel like you need to just like live more in the moment or something. Does that slow it?
But he pushed for them to be pulled out and homeschooled instead.
You know, you got tuition, you got school tuitions, you know what I mean, which is mortgages, you got pensions, you got life insurance, you got like all of these other things that they just all creep up on you, and they force you to kind of like stay the set course.
He framed the change as a way to slow down and be more present as a family without ever mentioning that, in reality, they were struggling with bills and expenses.
Luckily, school is not back until Monday. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of dreading it. I mean, I know that the kids need to go back, and like, they miss their friends and they miss school, and you know, they also miss all the activities that they do and everything.
Anna appeared uneasy about the entire situation.
It's the stress of, you know, just having to have everything, you have to be super organized all the time, and so as not to forget things.
She was worried about logistics and taking care of everything at home. However, Jonathan has already made up his mind. Over time, the children stopped attending school altogether. Depending on the situation, the reasoning behind the decision seemed to change. Sometimes it was about scheduling conflict, other times it was about Eddie's transition, and often about maintaining flexibility for filming. What never changed was who remained in control.
We got this for Anna here. She's kind of afraid to drink it. Look, it's glycerin, honey, and lemon. Just pour some in there. It's actually we're making more kids.
As viewers revisited older footage, even more concerns resurfaced. In earlier videos, Jonathan made jokes that many now describe as deeply inappropriate, referencing non-consensual acts and sexual themes while children were present. In one clip, he joked about drugging Anna's drink, framing it as humor.
I got it! I got it! Oh God, I got it! Ooh, we have a two-way? Four-way? Oh yeah! Ah, you got tongue!
In another, he made a comment about having more children.
Mile High Club friends. Parenting Mile High Club. We're in the Mile High Club friends.
He also made sexually suggestive puns around the blending adult humor into family content in a way that viewers felt crossed clear boundaries.
They always use the same thing. They always go back to like 5 years ago when Jonathan made a joke about being my cereal, which he then took down the video, apologized, and donated all of the money from that video to a women's shelter.
When people called out his behavior, Anna defended him, saying the comments were just jokes and that the viewers were overreacting. But for many, brushing off references to non-consensual situations as humor only reinforced the discomfort surrounding the family's online dynamic. In April 2022, Jonathan made an announcement that shocked everyone.
Oh, it was 12 years of videos, so it was a lot. It took a couple of days. It wasn't a quick thing to remove them all. I just mainly topline it. It's just the internet is not the same place as it used to be.
He was deleting everything, which included 2,600 plus videos, saying that he's finally realized how unfair family vlogging is.
I wouldn't do YouTube today how I did it back in the day, and oddly enough, I was just listening to the news there.
Taking to Instagram, Jonathan said, "I love my kids more than I love doing YouTube videos. I don't know if doing YouTube was the right or wrong thing to do, but I did it, so now I am undoing it." If you're a parent and have children, you know how socially aware your children are, and that's when I started thinking, maybe it's time to not only stop doing it, but also sort of erase it. I met Jolie at the family's fast home in Surrey. Their kitchen resembles a showroom, and they have a second garden only used by their Maltese dogs. This is the house that YouTube supremacy buys, the Faustian reward for revealing everything online. To do it today, you have to step over all the lines we said we'd never cross, Jolie explains. You have to expose the children more than we are ever willing to. It was fine when they were babies. We'd been saying this for years. Blank is a cute baby, but someday she won't be a baby. It's hard to walk away from. It's a 6-figure job, but it wasn't worth it. He described it as a moral awakening.
Ahead of me, and that's the thing, we're heading towards, we have a 10-year-old now, and things are different, things are changing, and we've been parents for 10 years as well, so we obviously will do a lot of things different now than we did before. Our 2 youngest kids are the age that our 2 oldest kids were during the peak of when we did YouTube, and I just think it's not, it's not the same, it's not right to do it anymore.
According to him, he had finally realized how wrong it was to monetize his children's lives without their permission. He stated that he wanted them to create their own story on the internet. The response was largely positive. The media and viewers praised him for being accountable, even if it came 12 years too late. But Jonathan's facade finally cracked when somebody who actually grew up in front of the camera decided to speak. But that narrative didn't last long. Later that same year, a TikTok account appeared that was believed to belong to Emilia, Jonathan's oldest daughter. At 13, she was old enough to legally have her own account, but unlike her parents' public platforms, her posts were set to friends only, visible to only people she personally approved. But no one following this family for years could have expected the things that she talked about here. According to viewers and online discussions, Amelia appeared to be engaging with comments that criticized her father's behavior. She acknowledged the idea that her childhood had been treated as content rather than lived experience. At the time, she defended her mother, making it clear that she did not see Anna as the source of the problem. Then, just days later, that tone changed completely as Amelia posted content defending her father. Then she posted a wholesome video featuring the two of them together, which obviously contradicted her previous statements. The sudden change raised even more questions about the pressure surrounding her public voice. Some of Amelia's posts reportedly referenced suicidal thoughts, highlighting the emotional toll of growing up under constant scrutiny. And to make it clear, this time it wasn't an outsider speculating about potential harm. It was Jonathan's own daughter, the first child whose life had been documented from birth. Meanwhile, the two youngest children, Alicia and Andrea, experienced a different kind of exposure. Being much younger, they had even less ability to understand what was happening or to say no.
But first, I'm gonna need some help.
And that's where I come in. My job is to distract Edie, and I have the perfect plan.
Their appearances often centered around emotional reactions, sibling conflict, and stage situations designed to drive engagement. When Alicia began gymnastics, as you can probably judge by now, Jonathan decided to turn even this into content. But the more disgusting part of it this time around was that he filmed and packaged it into thumbnails that emphasized her body in ways that are too inappropriate for kids. Andrea, the youngest, had the least agency of all. At just 6 or 7 years old, he was too young to grasp the platform, too young to refuse, and too young to protect his own boundaries. Jonathan even admitted that Andrea was indifferent to filming, which many saw as another way of saying the child had no real choice. Unlike Amelia and Eddie, who eventually became old enough to express discomfort, Alicia and Andrea grew up knowing nothing but the camera. This is where the story becomes intriguing though, as Jonathan's redemption arc lasted for roughly 3 months before he realized that the family vlogging ad revenue had stopped coming in. He first experimented with an adult-only podcast with Anna. No children were on board, just two parents discussing parenting and marriage. But it unsurprisingly didn't go well. Having built their entire audience around kids, the algorithm barely noticed it. So, Jonathan came up with a new way to bring back his kids in front of the camera. He created a new personal channel called SakoneJolie and resumed uploading children's content. But he was clever this time.
Hey guys, are you ready? We're bringing SakoneJolie's back for 2025.
Okay, you are so old. Okay, that man is so old and he's been doing this for way too long. So I think it's time that I take over, and this is SakoneJolie's for the new generation.
On October 1st, 2025, he rebrands the channel. He adds, "It's their channel. I do help them with the editing sometimes, but it's their money, their business, their channel, their direction." The videos technically featured his daughters, with Jonathan serving only as the supervisor or editor. This was a workaround, a technical flaw that allowed him to continue producing content featuring his children while claiming he wasn't the one filming them. And in just a few years, his personal channels outperformed their family channel in terms of views and subscribers. But instead of relying on authorities, this time people on the internet decided to conduct their own investigations. Tattle Life, a UK gossip forum, created 98 separate threads to document the SakoneJolies. Over 1,000 people contributed to each thread, resulting in a significantly large archive. r/YT vlogger families on Reddit became another place for these people to interact with each other. Users created timelines of deleted videos, saved screenshots before they disappeared, and analyzed thumbnail changes to reveal a shift from cautious 2019 content to increasingly predatory 2024 uploads. They investigated the algorithm itself, how exploitative content gained visibility, how children's vulnerability fueled engagement, how Jonathan turned every parenting crisis, family conflict, and child's confusion into monetizable opportunities. Communities documented coercive control, analyzed algorithm rewards for vulnerable content, preserved deleted videos, made thorough timelines, and compared thumbnails to demonstrate a purposeful shift from cautious 2019 predatory 2024. And as experts looked into the issue, the predatory infrastructure built by SakoneJolie's 14,000 uploads turned out to be a much larger systematic problem.
I've seen it newborns all the way up to teenage years.
According to FBI Special Agent Christopher Giordano, complaints involving child material are up over 50% year over year, with offenders increasingly using AI-generated deepfakes to impose children's faces from social media onto explicit content. Another ex-FBI agent, Steve Lazarus Books, talked about the risks of posting children's content online.
As soon as it opens, we're just gonna run out as fast as we can. Okay.
What many people don't realize is how easily family vlog content can be misused once it's online. Europol has documented large-scale trading networks dedicated to distributing child material, and family vlogs are often targeted because they provide massive, easily accessible archives of children's lives. While traditional forms of child material still vastly outnumber AI-generated cases, law enforcement has already confirmed that deepfakes created from publicly available images have led to real prosecutions. For Eddie and Amelia, more than 14,000 uploaded videos represent thousands of opportunities for their images to end up in the hands of people Jonathan will never meet and can't control. And while the risks to the children are serious, the financial side of this operation tells another story. A 2025 investigation by The Sun estimated that Jonathan's original family channel generated around £1 million over a decade. His personal channel now has millions of subscribers and thousands of monetized uploads, all earning through AdSense, with UK CPM rates estimated between £8 and £13 per 1,000 views. Even conservative calculations suggest that each video could generate hundreds of pounds over time. When that's multiplied across thousands of uploads, the numbers become massive. On top of that, brand deals, which are often worth anywhere from £5,000 to £45,000 per sponsored video, likely brought in even more revenue. What's missing from this picture is financial protection for the children themselves. There's no public proof that they were guaranteed any share of the money their content made. Jonathan has said his daughters manage finances, but in the UK, parents can legally write off things like groceries, utilities, and even home renovation if the house is considered a filming location. So while the channel was making money, it's unclear how much, if any of it, actually went directly to the kids. And for Alicia and Andrea, the youngest ones, there were even fewer safeguards. Their appearances weren't covered by child labor laws, and whatever money their videos brought in was never openly accounted for. So in other words, not only did Jonathan exploit his kids financially, he made a permanent digital record of the exploitation. And while he believes he could delete his way out of accountability, the community refuses to allow it. When Jonathan came out as non-binary, he was both praised and criticized at the same time. But this focus quickly shifted when people noticed that Anna had been suspiciously absent from Jonathan's videos and social media posts since around 2023. Reddit users also noticed that Anna stopped posting about Jonathan. They removed their shared surnames from Instagram bios. Her content shifted towards solo parenting, self-care, and personal development. She created her own TikTok account, posting about bulimia recovery, featuring friends and motherhood without ever mentioning Jonathan. She even tagged and commented on Amelia's private TikTok account, implying a stronger connection to her daughter than to her husband. With millions following every step of their life, this obviously made people curious about what was going on. Then, out of the blue, on April 19th, 2024, Anna posted a cryptic reel captioned, "Tea is lukewarm," alongside divorce emojis. The video showed her getting ready while addressing rumors directly. She called their situation a transitional period, but refused to elaborate. This sent everyone on the internet speculating.
People say that my dad has been for views, for money. If anything, brands were afraid to associate themselves with the trans child. We lost my dad to cancer when I was 21. I was spiraling into my eating disorder, and the one thing that saved me was...
Her podcast appearance in 2025 caused even more controversy. She appeared solo on We Need to Talk.
Jonathan and me in our tiny little flat, and I just started creating content. We were making probably like 60,000 a month, and then I had another baby, and then I relapsed.
Is it bulimia?
Yes.
Sharing her bulimia story, body image struggles, motherhood, etc.
It was just the way he was, right? So my dad cared a lot about image.
And how her father's appearance obsession shaped her. She discussed returning to school for nutrition training and reclaiming her voice.
Jonathan, he's always my #1 supporter. The things that people say about him couldn't be further from the truth, that he is some kind of evil mastermind.
And even though by this point, everyone believed that the two had separated for good and Anna wanted nothing to do with Jonathan, things took an extremely bizarre turn once again when she started defending him once again.
It was Jonathan. He was the only guy other than my dad to make me feel like I was a true, not just a princess. Jonathan treated me like a queen and still does to this day.
According to her, he was the best father for their children and said he treated her like a queen.
I was afraid to take that step because I didn't want to put myself first, but he put me first, and he always has done so.
Using the story of getting the mommy makeover as one instance where he made her choose herself and do something for herself after birthing and raising 4 kids.
When you become the parent of a trans child, you become a victim of yourself. And you don't sign up for it, but it happens. Because whether you like it or not, if you have a trans child and you support them, you get called things like file, and it happens overnight. Like, it happens really quick. And it's very confronting because it's like, I've never been called these names before. I don't even know what half of them mean.
Then she shifted the conversation to her transgender daughter and the online hate they received. This confused viewers who wonder if she, like her children, is a victim or if it's all an elaborate hoax. The issue was not that she shared the struggle. Rather, she diverted the sails of hatred to transphobia rather than their behavior towards their children. Many people weren't happy about the interview. They were even calling out Paul, the interviewee, for deliberately avoiding real issues. Even Amelia's reading choices became subject matter for content.
What?
So many people have asked me to show them what I got for Christmas, so I'm going to be showing you that today. So first, I got this from one of my friends at Stagecoach, and I'm very happy about that. My parents got me two from the exact same author, which was pretty cool.
She was given Girl in Pieces by Kathleen Glasgow at Stagecoach when she was just 11 years old. The book contains a lot of graphic scenes. Parents say the book provides an insightful look into mental health struggles. Though many warn it contains triggering themes, while some find it educational and relatable, especially for teens dealing with similar issues, others express concerns about its heavy content and language, suggesting that it might be best read with parental guidance or discussion. And instead of listening to the concerned viewers, Jonathan and Anna went on to buy her the sequels and posted the haul online. People obviously viewed it as reckless parenting under the tag of relatable teen moments, which was completely inappropriate for an 11-year-old child. And somehow, they managed to make this expectation even more sickening. When Amelia turned 12 years old, Jonathan began labeling her as a preteen in order to capture the teen audience early on. He didn't want to wait for her 13th birthday. He started making content from her immediately. Videos like My Daughter's Last Day as an 11-year-old from September of 2024 positioned Amelia as entering adolescence, with challenges like emotional thumbnails designed to elicit maximum clicks. Under the pretext of her choice, he runs her channel himself, thinking that his children are his employees.
Is it me, or are we best friends?
Yeah,
I mean, I'm definitely your best friend. And that's great for you.
This time, even Anna's role at this stage of view farming was quite clear, as she shared teen mom content about navigating preteen motherhood with her daughters while studying nutrition. She frequently featured Eddie as her trans kid, sharing pride posts and before and after transitions to show support and love. As Anna's content shifted towards supportive trans mom branding, a new figure began appearing more and more in her posts. Matthew Gary, her openly gay best friend, quickly became a regular presence on her feed. Together, they filmed lingerie shopping trips, pride events, and playful gay bestie challenges. Anna often thanked him for helping her better understand Eddie as a trans kid. At the same time, Jonathan was reworking the family's content strategy in his own way. He began pairing Amelia and Eddie together more frequently, branding them as sisters in a series of relatable videos centered around school routines, makeovers, and mall hauls. Eddie became the LGBT prop, with her transgender identity appearing in every sister video to attract progressive views.
This is my daughter Amelia.
Hi, I'm a teenager.
This is her little sister Alessia.
Hi, I wish I was a teenager.
So I knew what I had to do. So today I'm going to be challenging Amelia to turn Alessia into a teenager.
What? That is so cool. You're gonna be a mini me. I'm sure mom and dad will probably hate it, but I think that'll be really cool to have a mini me in.
She made her little sister a teenager, showed Amelia transforming Alicia, while Eddie appeared as the diverse sibling. Uploads exploded for SakoneJolie, SakoneJolie, and the new sisters branding. When Amelia finally turned 13, it marked the start of yet another wave of uploads. The so-called new content had the same old patterns of frequent uploads, vulnerable thumbnails, and unnecessary body exposure. Jonathan began using more suggestive. Years ago, Jonathan told Stacey Dooley that he would never put his children in a vulnerable situation. But now, he was doing that exact thing, all for the sake of content and money. Even after more than a decade, nothing has changed. Jonathan is still filming his daughters, creating challenges, shopping trips, and relatable teen moments centered on the kids, whether they want to be there or not. Anna has quietly refocused the spotlight on herself, positioning herself as a stylish, supportive trans mom with a gay best friend, while the children continue to be the emotional draw for the audience. They refer to themselves as the OGs, as if longevity justifies everything, working harder in the algorithm to keep the brand alive, the views steady, and the money flowing. But the uncomfortable reality of this entire story is that the children remain at the center of every video and narrative decision, regardless of their age, discomfort, or right to privacy. They don't get to choose when the camera turns on, when the comments come in, or when the internet goes away. But their parents do, and they continue to prioritize profit over privacy. For a long time, family content on YouTube was presented as something different. It wasn't meant to feel produced, nor was it meant to feel scripted. It was meant to feel like real life. Parents filmed everyday moments. Kids were just being kids. Viewers were invited into homes under the idea that nothing was forced and nothing was staged. Compared to traditional television, this kind of content felt honest and harmless. And, for a while, that illusion worked. Family vlogging grew because it appeared safe. Birthdays, challenges, pranks, milestones, all wrapped in the promise that the camera was simply there to capture memories. The presence of an audience didn't seem to matter. The camera was treated as just another member of the family. But as the views increased, something changed. Private moments became content, emotions became storylines. Children who could not fully understand what it meant to be watched by millions became central to an algorithm that never stops demanding attention. More energy, more drama, more reactions. The line between documenting family life and producing entertainment slowly began to blur. In the eyes of many critics, it eventually disappeared entirely. And that is exactly the environment the McFive Circus existed in. At first glance, the McFive Circus looked like any other loud, chaotic family YouTube channel. Bright thumbnails, big reactions, kids having fun. But if you watch long enough, something starts to feel off. The stunts get riskier, the reactions feel rehearsed, and the kids never seem to get a break from the camera. So today, we're taking a closer look at the McFive Circus and why so many people believe this channel crossed that line a long time ago. Now, for those of you who don't know these guys, the McFive Circus is a family channel featuring 5 members: Kelly, the mother, Blaine, the father, and their 3 kids, Jordan, Isabel, and Preston, who share videos online full of stunts, aerial tricks, gymnastics, and everyday family moments. My name is Kelly, and I'm the mama of the McFive Circus. We are a family who started circus during the pandemic. When things locked down in New Jersey, I knew I wanted to learn something new. So I taught myself and my kids aerial skills from home, and what was just going to be a little hobby became so much more. I started to share our journey on social media. People across the world loved hearing our inspirational stories and loved our motto, the circus way. We even appeared on the Kelly Clarkson Show in January 2021. From there, things really took off. Like we said on the surface, it looks like a typical family YouTube channel. The kids playing games, taking on challenges, showing off their skills, and reacting dramatically while Kelly and Blaine film and guide the action. The videos are bright, loud, and fast-paced, made to grab attention and entertain young viewers. In fact, most of the channel's fans are kids, drawn in by the energy, colors, and constant action. But that couldn't be further from the truth, using their oldest daughter's mental health struggles for views.
You are none of us. You're my beautiful baby girl. My first baby.
Oh. To making the kids perform risky stunts and participated in scripted content.
My baby! My baby!
And even dehumanizing their middle child by referring to her as an it.
And maybe you're wondering, just maybe, how does it get on the balcony? Let me show you.
The McFive Circus has sparked serious conversation online about how far a family channel can go for clicks. And even with all this, they have built a huge following and keep millions of viewers coming back, most of whom are kids. While the videos are designed to grab attention, many people online wonder whether the kids on the channel are truly enjoying themselves or just performing for the camera. That being said, let's take a closer look at the channel, the family, and the controversies that have made the McFive Circus one of the most talked about family channels on YouTube. Now, there are countless instances that perfectly show just how deeply wrong this family channel really is, and how obsessed it seems to be with morbid ideas, all for the sake of attention and clout. But one example that immediately stood out to us involved their dog, and it says a lot about the kind of content they're willing to make. At one point, the channel uploaded a video featuring their middle child, Isabel, holding a stuffed toy that looked almost exactly like their real dog. On its own, that might not seem unusual, but when you look at the context surrounding the situation, it becomes a lot more uncomfortable. The McFive family had a dog named Barbie, who was featured frequently on the channel. Barbie appeared in many videos and was treated as a part of the family's on-camera presence. Over time, the channel even uploaded multiple videos with clickbait titles that suggested the dog had died. In those videos, the titles implied something serious or tragic had happened, but by the end, it was clear that the dog was still alive. These moments were framed for shock and emotional reactions rather than reality. Eventually, though, the dog actually did pass away. After Barbie's death, the family uploaded a video showing Isabel holding a stuffed animal, made to look just like the dog. The toy closely resembled Barbie in size, shape, and appearance. However, what stood out was how the moment was presented to the audience. In the video, Isabel is shown holding the stuffed dog and saying, "This is my dead dog, Barbie."
This is my dead dog, Barbie. Barbie, say hi. Hi. But I miss her because she was born before me. She's been here my whole life. And now she's not.
Isabel was around 10 years old at the time. This was not a video she filmed or uploaded herself. The scene was recorded, edited, and shared by the parents, meaning an adult had made the decision to turn this moment into content. For many people watching, the situation felt deeply uncomfortable. Instead of being handled privately, it was placed in front of a camera and shared with millions of viewers. Isabel was positioned to speak about her dead dog while holding a replica of it, with the moment framed as a part of the channel's ongoing content rather than a private family experience. What added to the discomfort was the reality behind the scenes. Someone had to decide to recreate the dog as a toy. Someone had to place it in her hands. Someone had to prompt her to talk to the camera. All of these choices were made by adults, not by a child who might not fully understand the weight of what she was being asked to do. And this incident didn't exist in isolation. It fit into a broader pattern on the channel, where emotional moments, personal experiences, and sensitive topics were regularly turned into content. For many people watching online, this video became another example of how the McFive Circus consistently blurred the lines between family life and performance, even when it involved grief and loss. But to understand how things escalated to this level, you have to start at the very beginning. The McFive Circus officially began in early 2020, and surprisingly, it didn't start off as a family channel at all. In the beginning, the channel featured only Kelly, the mother, and had nothing to do with kids, challenges, or scripted storylines. Like a lot of people at the time, Kelly found herself stuck at home during the COVID-19 pandemic, when gyms and fitness studios were shut down. Wanting to stay active, she turned to exercise as a way to keep busy and maintain her fitness. According to Kelly, this was when she became interested in aerial gymnastics. She said that she reached out to her sister-in-law, who'd already had experience in aerial arts, and learned the basic fundamentals from her. From there, Kelly claims she taught herself the rest by watching YouTube videos and practicing at home.
What made you want to do this?
Yeah, so when our gym closed, I knew I wanted to try something new that was active inside, and my sister-in-law, Melissa, is an aerial subs instructor, so I reached out to her to see if she could get us started and teach us a few things, and then from there, we learned everything else off the internet, and we just love it.
The early content on the channel reflected this. It was mostly focused on Kelly performing aerial routines, showing her progress and documenting her workouts rather than trying to entertain a large audience. At first, the channel appeared to be more of a personal project than anything else. There was no branding around the family, no flashy thumbnails, and no exaggerated reactions. It was simply Kelly sharing clips of her learning a new skill during lockdown. Over time, however, the content began to shift. As Kelly continued posting, she started presenting herself not just as someone learning aerial gymnastics, but as someone skilled enough to teach it, related to aerial gymnastics. At some point during this period, Kelly claimed that she'd completed a certification related to aerial gymnastics. This certification, according to her, qualified her to instruct others and teach aerial techniques safely. This was a major shift in how the channel positioned itself. What started as a personal fitness outlet slowly began to resemble an instructional platform, with Kelly presenting herself as an experienced aerialist rather than a beginner documenting her progress. This change laid the foundation for everything that came next. The channel was no longer just about personal workouts or self-improvement. It was now centered around teaching, performing, and showcasing aerial skills. And as the content evolved, it opened the door for others to be brought into the videos, eventually transforming what began as a solo fitness channel into something much larger. Once Kelly positioned herself as someone who could teach aerial gymnastics, the content on the channel began to change. Her videos started featuring her kids more frequently, first by showing them learning aerial skills and practicing routines under her instruction.
Wow, good job. Ready together? Ready? And then we're gonna do nice straight straddle. And hold it. You got this. Ready? Go up. 1, 2, 3, hook. 1, 2, 3, hand. 1, 2, 3, hold again. Straddle again. I got you. Ready? 1, 2, 3, down. 1, 2, 3. Good job, buddy. That was so good. Dude, you're like Superman. Are you like Batman? I see you got your Batman shirt on. Buddy, that was so good. Let me see your muscles. Did you just hit yourself in the head?
Early on, this content focused on training, repetition, and progress, with Kelly guiding them through movements and helping them improve on camera. At this stage, the McFive Circus was still mostly posting unscripted content, centered around skill building, rather than storylines or exaggerated reactions. As time went on, the kids appeared in videos more consistently, and the channel slowly shifted from being about Kelly alone to being about the family as a whole. Eventually, their father, Blaine, also began making appearances. He was positioned sort of like a safety officer who cared more about his own safety than the kids.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yay, let's do it. Okay, so, hun, here's the first one. So So now we have 3. Let's see which one scared you the most. I really like this video already, and we haven't even started yet.
At first, his role seemed limited, but his presence marked another turning point in the channel's evolution. The McFive Circus was no longer just an aerial gymnastics page, it was clearly becoming a family channel. Little by little, the focus drifted away from aerial skills and toward the family dynamic itself. Vlog-style videos began to show up more often, along with unboxing, casual challenges, and day-in-the-lifestyle content.
Hi, it's Little Mama from the McFive Circus, and I'm opening a LOL Remix hair flip. And look at this disc on the box, and it comes with 15 surprises. Here we go. It's blue with a kind of disc on it. And here's the LOL. I have my surprises. There's so many of them.
Now, believe it when we say that these videos placed far less emphasis on technique and training and much more on reaction, personality, and entertainment. Over time, this type of content became more frequent, while the aerial gymnastic videos appeared less and less. It's difficult to pinpoint exactly when this shift fully happened or what motivated it. What is clear, though, is that the channel's identity gradually transformed. What began as a fitness and skill-based page slowly turned into a full family brand, with the kids appearing in nearly every upload. Whether this was Kelly's plan from the start remains unclear. The channel may have originally been meant to document her progress or attract potential clients by showing her ability to teach aerial skills. But as family-focused videos started performing better, the channel leaned further in that direction. Over time, the McFive Circus moved away from skill demonstration and toward turning family life itself into content, setting the foundation for everything that came next. As the McFive Circus continued to grow, their content eventually reached beyond YouTube and into mainstream media. One of the biggest moments for the channel came when the family appeared on The Kelly Clarkson Show during Season 2, Episode 83. According to Kelly herself, this appearance played a major role in boosting the channel's growth. She's even written on the McFive Circus website that being featured on the show helped bring in more viewers and expand their audience. On paper, this sounds like a huge win. A daytime talk show appearance is something most YouTube creators never get, especially family channels. But when you actually look at what happened during the segment, it raises some interesting questions. During the appearance, Kelly Clarkson didn't spend much time interacting with the parents at all. Instead, the focus was almost entirely on the kids.
I have to ask you, I'll start with you, Isabel, what's your favorite move?
My favorite move is the triple star.
The triple star? Okay, this is a...
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, snap. Oh, you are young, so you're not fearing what could happen. Jordan, what's your favorite?
My favorite trick is the butterfly, then go into a split.
Oh my gosh.
The conversation centered around their favorite aerial skills, their performances, and their fearless personalities. Kelly and Blaine were present, but they were largely in the background. This brings up an uncomfortable but important point. Would the McFive Circus have ever made it onto national television without the kids? And beyond that, would the channel have ever grown to the size it did if the children were not the main attraction? We mean, the show clearly was not interested in Kelly as a fitness instructor or Blaine as a parent. What made the family marketable was the fact that the kids could perform impressive aerial stunts and do so in a way that was entertaining on camera. The children were the product being showcased. Without them, there's a strong chance the channel would have remained a small niche fitness page instead of becoming a viral family brand. This moment also reflects a pattern that would continue to grow throughout the channel's history. As the McFive Circus gained more attention, the kids were increasingly placed front and center, while the parents remained behind the scenes, managing the content and directing the narrative. Opportunities like this television appearance reinforced the idea that the channel's success was directly tied to the children's involvement. While appearing on The Kelly Clarkson Show helped the channel grow, it also solidified the direction the McFive Circus was heading. The kids were no longer just part of the channel, they were the reason it existed at this scale. And once that level of exposure and success was reached, there was little incentive to step back. Instead, the pressure to keep performing, keep uploading, and keep growing only increased. And as the channel continued to chase views and attention, the line between showcasing talent and exploiting it became harder to ignore. By the time the McFive Circus had fully established itself as a family channel, each member had settled into a very specific on-camera role. These roles were not subtle, and they were not accidental. Over time, the family stopped appearing as individuals and instead began functioning like recurring characters in an ongoing show. And at the center of it all is Isabel, often referred to as Lil Mama, and at times, shockingly, as It. That nickname alone raises some serious questions, but it will be unpacked later. For now, what matters is how central Isabel is to the channel. She is the poster child of the McFive Circus. Almost every video features her in some way, whether she is performing stunts, reacting dramatically, or placed directly in the middle of high-energy situations designed to drive engagement. The channel revolves around her presence, her reactions, and her ability to carry attention. One example comes from a video titled, "I Couldn't Watch My Brother Cry Anymore." In the clip, her younger brother Preston is shown crying while tied up in the aerial skills they used for stunts, and Isabel shoots him with a Nerf gun. You could argue that the video is probably staged, and that may be true. But staged or not, it doesn't change the fact that two parents were behind the camera, filming and uploading a scene where one child is visibly distressed and another is encouraged to act it out for entertainment. Then there's Jordan, their oldest daughter, who's regularly referred to as the babysitter.
I'm stuck for real.
Well, maybe you should have been nicer to your babysitter.
I didn't do anything.
In this clip, Kelly talks about the babysitter. Keep in mind, she's referring to her own daughter. This is not a nickname given by viewers, but one that the parents themselves openly use. Calling your own child the babysitter is strange, especially when she's still a kid. It implies that responsibility for the younger sibling falls on her rather than the parents. Even if framed as a joke, the label itself is uncomfortable. It suggests a dynamic where caregiving is shifted onto a child, which raises questions about why a parent would publicly define their daughter in that way. We'll get deeper into Jordan's role later, but even at a surface level, the choice to brand her as the babysitter feels inappropriate and telling. Now, aside from this, Blaine, the father, plays several roles at once. He refers to himself as the safety coordinator, wears a helmet in many videos, and is widely known by the fanbase as Helmet Guy.
It turns out that there's a level of flexibility that you need for this, which is something that I actually don't have. So for me, I created the position of safety coordinator. And that's why you'll always see me wearing my helmet, because there's a level of danger in the aerial silks.
Yeah.
So they've nicknamed me Helmet Guy.
That fan base, notably, is almost entirely made up of children. Blaine is constantly shown worrying about his daughter's safety, yelling in panic or frustration when stunts are happening. But the irony is hard to ignore. While he's the one shouting and acting anxious about potential injuries, he's also the one wearing protective gear. The kids performing the stunts are not. His fear, anger, and stress are filmed and exaggerated, turning concern into entertainment instead of a reason to stop filming or intervene. Blaine also regularly takes on a villain role in the family storylines. He's portrayed as the parent who hates aerial skills, who wants the stunts to stop, and who constantly clashes with the kids over their performances. One of the clearest examples of this is the silk cutting incident. After Isabel performs a somewhat risky aerial trick, Blaine suddenly becomes angry and cuts down the silks.
On the silks, you know, when you write yourself up and then you tumble. She was doing that, and then all of a sudden the dad's like,
There's no yelling or serious discussion about safety. He simply reacts, pulling out a cutting tool, and destroys the equipment while Kelly records.
What are you doing?
Immediately after, all of the kids begin crying. Isabel grabs the silks and runs away, and the camera follows. Kelly then films herself chasing Isabel into the woods, where she conveniently finds the silks already set up on a tree.
Come on, come on.
and then she then finds her in the tree with all the silks.
We mean, the setup happens far too quickly for a child to have done it alone, especially given the technical nature of rigging aerial equipment. The sequence strongly suggested that the moment was scripted, yet it's presented as emotional and chaotic, designed to feel real to the audience. Another notable incident involving Blaine centers on one of the channel's most extreme examples of clickbait. A A video was titled exactly, "The Baby Died." The title alone is shocking, especially for a channel with a child audience. In the video, however, no baby dies. Instead, Blaine is shown sitting on the floor, drinking milk from a baby feeder, while Isabel performs a trick. Blaine is framed as the baby in the title. The disconnect between the title and the actual content is jarring and deliberately misleading. Using language like "the baby died" purely for clicks crosses the line, especially when paired with visuals made to look playful or comedic. It trivializes death, while knowingly manipulating a young audience that's far more likely to take titles literally. This incident will be unpacked further later in the script. But even at this stage, it highlights how far the channel is willing to go to generate attention. Across these moments, Blaine's presence consistently serves the same purpose. Whether he's cutting the silks, yelling in a helmet, or being used as the subject of disturbing clickbait, his role adds spectacle and tension. His actions are filmed, edited, and packaged as entertainment, reinforcing the idea that conflict and shock are not accidents on the channel, they're features. Now let's move on to Preston, the youngest child, who appears in videos far less frequently than his sisters. And when he does appear, it's usually in reaction-based roles rather than leading ones. The imbalance is noticeable, and while the channel never explains why, it contributes to the sense that each child is used differently, depending on what works best for the content. Kelly, the mother, is the one filming most of the time, unless she's actively teaching. She's also the one who started the channel and shaped its direction. Kelly is certified, most likely, but certification in aerial gymnastics exists on many levels, and experience matters. This is where serious questions begin to surface. More experienced aerialists online have openly questioned her background, especially after the family's appearance on The Kelly Clarkson Show. One Reddit post from an experienced instructor highlights these concerns clearly. It reads, "So I'm an instructor with nearly 2 years of experience and have been an aerialist for 6 years. I was trained at a studio. From my understanding, which comes from directly on their Instagram page, the matriarch of this family only started doing skills last year during the lockdown, so not even an entire year ago, and has self-described as self-taught. This woman, with less than 1 year of aerial training, which is apparently self-instructed, is now going through an aerial teaching training program. No formal training and less than 1 year of experience. Most of the aerial teacher training programs I've looked at require at least 2 years of training. Yet this woman gets to be an exception? Why? Because they have 40,000 followers on Instagram? I don't understand." Next, the TRX mounts. What? I mean, how is their homeowner's insurance even valid? I'm not a gatekeeper, and I feel aerial is for everyone, but there has to be standards. This is setting such a dangerous precedent. Now, this criticism doesn't come from casual viewers. It comes from people within the aerial community, and it raises legitimate questions about training, experience, and safety standards. These concerns feel even more valid when looking at the incidents shown on the channel. Kelly herself has been injured in videos she's posted. Even as the instructor, she's gotten hurt.
I count on my kids to take care of me. Let's see if they do. Okay. Hey, Isabel? Mommy needs you.
Aerial gymnastics is a sport that involves risk, but that risk increases significantly when kids are involved and when content is prioritized over caution. There's multiple moments where safety appears secondary to filming. In one video, Isabel is shown standing in the back seat of a moving car. You could argue Kelly was there to catch her if she fell, but that doesn't explain why the situation was filmed at all. It was entirely avoidable.
You gotta buckle up.
In another video, Isabel rides a hoverboard straight into a pool. Again, this could have been stopped. Instead, it was recorded.
Isabel!
It lost its battery. We need to charge it.
Here we are. What?
What makes the hoverboard incident especially troubling is what followed. Kelly is later recorded telling her husband that she would need to buy a new hoverboard so she could film his reaction. That moment makes the priorities clear. The damage itself was not the issue. The reaction was the content.
Hey, hon, I'm gonna run to Target real quick.
Why? I was just there. I got the chit you asked for.
Yeah, I know, but I gotta go get a new hoverboard.
What? Why? Why do you need a new hoverboard? Yeah.
I don't want to tell you, but here we are.
Here we are. What?
Come on. Promise you won't be mad.
Are you kidding?
What'd you guys do?
Commenters immediately called this out. One said that parents should wait before replacing the hoverboard as a form of discipline. Others pointed out that instantly replacing it teaches the child that dangerous behavior has no consequences. These comments highlight a recurring pattern on the channel. These kids are spoiled in ways that directly serve the content. Reckless behavior leads to attention. Attention leads to reactions. Reactions lead to rewards. This pattern repeats throughout the channel. Risky behavior is allowed to happen because it makes engaging videos. Fear, chaos, and potential injury become plot points. The family is no longer just living life on camera. They're performing constantly. That is the core issue. The McFive Circus has turned its entire family into characters in an ongoing production. But unlike a show, there's no breaks, no off-camera lives, and no separation between content and reality. This is not something that happens occasionally. It is their everyday life, filmed, edited, and uploaded for millions of children to watch. And when kids grow up inside that environment, the long-term impact is something that deserves serious scrutiny. And one of the most useful ways to understand why is by comparing the McFive Circus children to child actors. Because while the situations look similar on the surface, the reality is very different. On the surface, both involve children performing for an audience, often under the direction of adults. And that's where the similarities start to break down in uncomfortable ways. Child actors, at least in theory, operate within a framework of protections. There are laws that regulate how long they can work, when they can work, and how much of their earnings must be protected. In many cases, Coogan accounts are required, ensuring that a portion of a child's income is set aside and legally inaccessible to parents. Productions are expected to provide tutors, welfare workers, and structured environments. There are union contracts and outside oversight. Even though abuse and exploitation still happens in the entertainment industry, there are at least mechanisms meant to prevent the worst outcomes. The McFive kids do not have any of that. They are not protected by child labor laws because what they are doing is classified as family vlogging. There are no enforced limits on filming hours, no mandated breaks, no neutral third party advocating for the kids' well-being, no requirement that earnings be saved for the children, no obligation to stop filming when emotions run high, when kids are crying, scared, or placed in risky situations. Everything is controlled internally by the same adults who profit from the content. And unlike traditional child actors, the McFive kids are not playing roles for a few hours on a set and then going home. Their home is the set. Their parents are the directors. Their daily lives, injuries, fears, and conflicts are the storyline. There is no clear separation between performance and reality, which is one of the most dangerous aspects of this kind of content. Another key difference is consent. A child actor may not fully understand what fame entails, but they're usually old enough to understand that they are acting in a specific project. The McFive kids, especially the younger ones, are being filmed constantly as a part of their normal lives. They cannot willingly opt out without disrupting the entire family's income and online presence. When your childhood is the product, there's no real way to step away. This comparison becomes even more troubling when you consider the audience. Child actors perform for general audiences, largely mediated through studios and broadcasters. The McFive kids perform directly to millions of viewers with little control over who's watching, why they're watching, or how they interpret the content. Which brings us to the comment section. According to the family, comment moderation on the McFive Circus channel is handled by Kelly's mother, the kid's grandmother. Her role is to remove inappropriate or disturbing content to keep the channel safe. Happy birthday to Kelly's mom. Her mom moderates the comments, so leave her some love and happy birthday wishes below. On paper, that sounds reassuring. In practice, it raises serious questions, because despite the moderation, some comments have still slipped through. We normally wouldn't repeat something like this, but it's important to understand the full extent of how disturbing the situation really is. One particularly disturbing example that appeared on the channel read as follows. Censored for obvious reasons. If Isabel makes it to America's Got Talent, have her, wearing a string bikini and barefoot, stand on a warm, oozing, very slowly sinking, shoulder-deep, extremely slimy quicksand cake, or get in a dunk tank of warm, thick, clear slime. Now this comment is not playful. It is not harmless. It is not something that can be brushed off as a misunderstanding or awkward phrasing. It is a graphic, fetish-coded description involving a minor, her body, and heavily specified sensory details. The fact that it was written at all is disturbing. The fact that it appeared publicly, even briefly, is worse. And this raises a chilling thought. If this is some kind of comment that slipped past moderation, what kind of comments are being deleted? If the kid's own grandmother is actively removing inappropriate remarks and this still made it through, then the volume and severity of what she's catching behind the scenes is likely far worse. That means the channel is attracting not only children, but adults who are engaging with the content in deeply concerning ways. The McFive Circus audience is overwhelmingly made up of kids, roughly 95%. That alone should demand extreme caution. But it's the remaining 5% that raises alarm bells. Why are adults watching this content? Not parents, not casual viewers. Adults who are leaving comments like the ones above are not there for wholesome family entertainment. They are there for reasons that no child-centered channel should ever enable. This is not speculation. This is a pattern seen across family vlogging channels that heavily feature young girls. Risky stunts, emotional vulnerability, and suggestive framing, even if unintentionally. These environments are known to attract people who use comment sections, timestamps, and coded language to engage with content involving minors. And yet, the channel continues to push Isabel as the poster child, continues to put her at the center of thumbnails, stunts, and dramatic storylines, continues to film her crying, performing, risking injury, and being framed in exaggerated scenarios, all while millions of strangers watch. At that point, moderation is not enough. Deleting comments doesn't undo the reality that this content is being consumed by people with harmful intentions. It doesn't protect the kids from being watched, clipped, shared, or fixated on. And it certainly doesn't address the deeper issue, that these children are being placed in a public spotlight they can't possibly understand, let alone consent to. When children are turned into content instead of participants, when their safety is secondary to engagement, and when disturbing adult attention becomes an unavoidable byproduct, the situation moves beyond family entertainment. It becomes something that demands serious scrutiny. And this brings us to the most important question of all. How does this environment affect the kids themselves? Not as characters, but as real children growing up inside the McFive Circus. Because let's be real, this isn't parenting. This is performance-based childhood. The kids aren't just existing, they're working, and their paycheck? Praise, attention, and whatever reward will keep the content machine running. One child is basically being used as an emotional prop, wheeled out whenever they need a sad storyline. Filmed during meltdown and tears zoomed in for maximum engagement, because nothing says family content like turning your child's emotional distress into a thumbnail. Very wholesome, very ethical.
You're my beautiful baby girl. My first baby.
Oh.
Remember bunny breaths?
Yes.
Yes.
Meanwhile, the other child is being encouraged to go in the completely opposite direction. She's constantly rewarded for being loud, chaotic, and wildly entitled, like a tiny diva in training who's learned that the messier she is, the more attention she gets. Rules? Optional. Boundaries? Decorative. Consequences? Don't exist here. If anything, the worse the behavior, the bigger the reward. And here's where it gets messier than people think. These kids aren't just being filmed, they're being conditioned. One is taught that being upset equals love and attention, while the other learns that being outrageous means she can do absolutely whatever she wants. Two completely different roles, same end goal, keep the camera rolling. And trust when we say, there's a lot to unpack when it comes to these kids, especially the middle child, Isabella. She's basically been marketed as this sugar-obsessed, completely out-of-control kid. Like chaos is her entire personality. And keep in mind, she's 12. Not a toddler, 12. What makes it even more uncomfortable is the way she constantly speaks in a baby voice. Something she's openly admitted isn't even her real voice.
A lot of people think that you don't talk in your real voice.
Sometimes I do.
Yeah, sometimes. But what's your other voice?
What do you mean, my other voice?
Your little mama voice?
Hello, Santa. Did you know that I've been volunteering and helping others? So that means I should be on the nice list. Thank you. Me on the nice list. Do. Me on the nice list.
Santa is not actually on the phone.
Oh, that voice. That's not my real voice. This is.
Oh yeah, what? Can we hear the little mama voice? Can you make a change?
Hello.
We mean it's clearly part of the character, because apparently being loud, hyper, and infantilized is what gets the clicks. The problem is, when you brand a child this way, that image sticks. It stops being a joke and starts becoming an expectation. Now, Isabella goes by many names within the family, but the most popular has to be Little Mama. And no, this isn't a cute childhood nickname. It's because Kelly sees Isabella as a younger version of herself. According to Kelly, that means wild, free-spirited, and of course, crazy. So instead of letting a 12-year-old figure out who she actually is, she's been handed a pre-written personality and a label to match.
Hey, just wondering, why is your nickname Little Mama? Well, let me tell you. I had 2 siblings, one older, one younger. I always had to help Jordan open things and take care of her. And Preston, I always changed his diapers. But seriously, guys, I always liked taking care of my siblings. Like a mama. Like Little Mama. When I grow up, I want to be a mommy. Bye-bye!
Little Mama isn't just a nickname, it's a brand. And once again, it feels less like a kid being a kid, and more like someone being groomed to play a role that conventionally fits the family's content narrative. We mean, just look at this.
We could have my Gucci on. Gucci on! We could have my Louis Vuitton. But even with nothing on, we make you what? We make you what?
It's a boil.
No! My spaghetti! You ruined it!
However, the second name the parents have given her is what really raises eyebrows. Because if you head over to their channel and watch even a handful of videos, you'll notice that Kelly regularly refers to Isabella as an it, and yes, an it. A literal object, which at best is wildly inappropriate and at worst, straight up dehumanizing. What makes this worse is that she's completely aware of how people react to it. The viewers have called it out, questioned it, criticized it, and yet it keeps happening. Because let's be honest here, this isn't accidental. It's rage bait. She knows what gets people angry. She knows it drives engagement, and she keeps doing it anyways. We mean, just look at this. This is not how you address a child. Not for laughs, not for content, and definitely not as a recurring joke.
And maybe you're wondering, just maybe, how does it get on the balcony? Let me show you.
Me, rock climber!
And somehow, it doesn't stop there. Kelly also insists that Isabella likes being called an it. Whenever she's asked to explain why she refers to her middle child that way, she claims that Isabella loves it. By calling her this and essentially dehumanize her, she's actually encouraging her to be herself.
I would actually consider myself to be an it as well, because like you have to have like it tendencies, which is like being a crazy kid and kind of just like having a free spirit and being, I don't know, like not human-like in some ways. Don't know how to explain it, but we're its. Live with it.
You know what I need? My ant button.
Your ant button? What's that?
Which, sure, because nothing says empowerment like stripping a kid of basic human language and turning it into a personality trait. According to Kelly, this isn't disrespect, it's self-expression. And if that sounds backwards, that's because it is. Now, Isabella has her own separate channel with over 490,000 subscribers, where there's a similar video floating around, the camera shoved right in her face, asking if she likes being called an it. And of course, she says yes, because what else is she supposed to say?
Also, do you like being called it, or do you want me to stop?
I like being called an it. Don't stop. Don't stop!
And this is the most important part of all this. Blaine and Kelly are the ones putting her in this position. This is a child being asked a question on camera with a phone inches from her face, knowing full well what answer is expected. There is no real choice here. This is the character she's been boxed into, rewarded for, and trained to lean into. As long as she keeps playing that role, the chaotic, dehumanized shock value kid, the videos keep coming, the praise keeps rolling in, and the love stays conditional. That's why we say these kids are being conditioned, whether people want to admit it or not. And Isabella especially has been the center of their account for a long time. One quick look at the McFive YouTube channel makes it obvious. clickbait titles with her name splashed everywhere, thumbnails frozen on her crying, screaming, or mid-meltdown. She's essentially carrying the engagement, driving the views, and bringing in the money for the family, all by being exactly what her parents have decided she should be. And if you think this is bad, give it a second, because it gets worse. The titles and videos aren't just dramatic or exaggerated anymore. Some of them are literally built around the idea of a child's death. The McFive family seems disturbingly obsessed with pushing that narrative, constantly putting out content suggesting Isabella and their eldest daughter Jordan are dead, missing, or have been in some horrific accident, all with their crying faces plastered front and center in the thumbnail. We mean, just look at the video titles. This isn't normal clickbait. This is using fear, shock, and a child's vulnerability as a marketing strategy. R.I.P. Little Mama. What happened to Little Mama? With a picture of her passed out on the floor. Little Mama is lost. Right before Jordan died, Jordan fell to the ground. Basically, a lot of clickbait content around lost siblings and babies. And some more disturbing content like this. Little Mama is having a baby. We mean, what even is this? Honestly, we don't really understand why any parent in the world would create storylines like this. Videos that even hint at their child being dead or a 12-year-old being pregnant. Yet for some reason, the McFive family has decided that making content about their kids being crushed, injured, or gone is fair game. And honestly, it's disgusting on a whole new level. But looking at it objectively, it's not hard to see why they're doing it. The reason is always the same: views. They post these clickbait videos and people feel compelled to click. Some of their adult audience probably know the whole thing is staged, but a huge portion of their viewers are kids, and some of those kids are taking it completely at face value. For example, the family once made a prank video where they pretended Isabella had died, and some viewers actually believed it. People were genuinely concerned, asking if she was okay, or even expressing sympathy for the family. Please don't tell me she's dead. If Isabella's dead, my life is over. You hear me? I loved her craziness. She can't be dead. Guys, what is happening? Why is this still popular? It's been a month. Hi, Kelly. I'm truly sorry for what has happened to Isabel. I can't begin to imagine what you and your family are going through right now. I will be thinking of all of you, and you have my full support and love from your fan and good friend, Andy. However, when it comes to the dehumanizing aspect, Kelly has made countless videos attempting to explain why she calls her daughter an it. Spoiler alert, none of them actually do the job. The only explanation she ever gives is that Isabella supposedly likes being called that. And if that wasn't bizarre enough, she even posted a video of Isabella licking a window and captioned it saying, "I hope this helps explain why the middle child is a whole other breed and its own species. Hence, she's an it. And if you're wondering, she loves being called it. She loves that she marches to her own beat. I encourage her to be herself, and that I wouldn't want her to be like anyone else but her."
And everybody wonders why I call your sister an it. That's why. Yeah, that's exactly why. Ew. It's an animal.
Dude, go brush your teeth.
Mom, she's up there again.
Up there again. It's a file again.
Again, Kelly? What have you been doing?
Now, this is something we feel is really important to talk about. The whole character of Lil Mama is centered around being the chaotic, sugar-fueled middle child, basically playing into the classic stereotype that middle children are just crazy. And sure, it might just seem like harmless fun within the family, but the issue here is that we don't actually know if this is Isabella's natural personality, or if she's just acting this way because she's being constantly encouraged and even rewarded for it. The second point is that she's not exactly a little kid anymore. She's 12, and if her parents keep feeding into this behavior, it's going to stick and potentially become a really problematic part of her personality. If she isn't constantly pampered and rewarded for throwing tantrums, imagine how she might act out at school, confused, frustrated, and likely lashing out.
You killed Ariel!
So yeah, there's that. And when we say she's rewarded for throwing tantrums, we really mean it. She's constantly given sugar, candies, sugary drinks, and basically allowed to run around the house completely unrestrained. Her parents just shrug and say, that's just her. She likes sugar. But here's the thing, they have full control over this. Sugar isn't some mysterious force. It's literally something they can limit, yet they don't. And that sends a clear message. Acting out gets you what you want. Isabella also has this signature drink she calls icy, and if she can't get it, big tantrum incoming.
That thing is a dinosaur.
Icy?
Look at his hands. His hands are nuts.
Icy.
We even came across a video Kelly recorded where Isabella had apparently written on the walls in frustration because she couldn't get her drink.
Isabella! What are you doing?
You want icy? See, me want icy.
Now, this video is something that we found completely odd, and honestly, so did a lot of other people. Viewers quickly pointed out that it's pretty much impossible for Isabella to have written all those huge letters on the wall by herself. She must have had some assistance. Makes sense, right? But here's where it gets really bizarre. Kelly actually made a video addressing this, insisting that Isabella wrote it all by herself.
Wondering if my videos are staged and why I call Little Mama an it. We just painted that 2 weeks ago. How hard that would be to paint all that? No, it's not staged.
However, fast forward a few months and she admits that it was actually Kelly who wrote it, and that she was the real it.
Since we're all gonna die, there's one more secret I feel I have to share with you. I did not care for The Godfather.
What?
Did not care for The Godfather.
How can you even say that, Dad?
Didn't like it.
Peter, it's so good. It's like the...
By this point, you probably have a pretty good idea of just how staged a lot of the content is. How much of the tantrums, crying, and drama are manufactured by Kelly and her husband, versus what's actually authentic. But with Isabella, things reach a whole new level of concerning. For instance, this video of her throwing tantrums and screaming like a maniac.
Brownie too.
I ate a lot of brownie.
And Daddy did without me.
He's good. Thank you.
I got that.
Now, let's be very clear. We're not criticizing Isabella here. Honestly, there's nothing to criticize about a 12-year-old. The point is, she's probably being told how to act, encouraged to perform, and shaped into this chaotic character for rage bait clicks and shock value. It's honestly sad to see how these kids are being used. Their personalities molded purely for views and engagement. And one example of this shaping comes from a past storyline involving America's Got Talent. In one vlog, Kelly announces that Isabella is going to audition for the show. The announcement is dramatic, filled with the kind of over-the-top excitement that has become the standard for the channel. Isabella is shown practicing, hyped up and bouncing with energy, the camera capturing every exaggerated movement.
Hey Isabel.
What?
We have some time before your audition, so I was thinking, do you want to get an icy?
Me want an icy.
Let's go.
Yay!
I can't tell if she's nervous or not, but I feel like an icy will help settle any nerves she might have for today.
At first glance, it looks like she's a proud parent sharing a milestone. But knowing how the channel operates, it's hard to separate reality from performance. Shortly afterward, another video was uploaded revealing that Isabella didn't make it. The clip starts with Kelly filming her daughter as she delivers the news. Isabella immediately begins crying, saying, "But I worked so hard." Her shoulders were slumped. Tears fall down her face, and the vlog lingers on this emotional moment, framed with music and captions that emphasize the drama.
Did I get an AGT?
So that's what I wanted to talk to you about. I don't think you did. You did work really hard, but it's been a month and they... Isabel.
Whether she genuinely auditioned or not is unclear, but the effect is the same. A child's disappointment becomes the storyline for thousands of viewers. What's concerning is how the moment is presented. Even if Isabella truly auditioned, the framing and editing turned a private, painful emotion into a performance. If it's scripted, she's being asked to act for the camera. Either way, she's in a position where her feelings, be it authentic or guided, serve as content. It's part of the ongoing pattern on the McFive Circus channel. Real emotions and reactions are consistently transformed into entertainment. This incident highlights how boundaries are blurred and raises bigger questions about consent and childhood development. A 12-year-old's natural reaction to disappointment is manipulated into spectacle. It sends the implicit message that emotions are not for personal processing, but for public consumption. And while the audience is mostly children, the pressure to perform, dramatize, and be engaging brings shape to how Isabella experiences and expresses herself. What's even more concerning is the situation with her eldest daughter, Jordan. And trust us when we say, it's just heartbreaking. Jordan seems to struggle with regulating her emotions and suffers from anxiety. And instead of supporting her and making sure the family environment is suitable for her to manage her feelings, Kelly and Blaine have basically made it impossible for her to ever find a moment of peace. The constant shouting, chaos, and high energy antics are exhausting, especially for a kid with sensory processing challenges. It's not just annoying, it can be genuinely harmful. And honestly, you can see the effect. Jordan is almost always on edge, while Isabella is encouraged to scream, shout, and create havoc, exactly the way her parents want. It's a household where chaos is rewarded and calm is ignored, leaving the eldest child constantly stressed and overstimulated.
Bunny breaths?
Yes.
Go ahead.
And it doesn't stop there. Not only do these parents completely misunderstand their daughter's struggles, like sensory issues or anxiety, but they also record every meltdown. Kelly has captured Jordan crying and struggling to regulate herself so many times that it becomes almost infuriating to watch.
Hey, Jordan.
Yes.
Do you want to do some circus time?
Maybe.
Okay. I just want to let you know I have some new choreography for us today.
Ooh.
Is that okay?
Sure.
Really?
Yes. I'm scared.
Honestly, leave the kid alone. Put the camera down. Let her breathe. There are countless videos of Kelly filming Jordan while she's clearly overwhelmed, and even pushing her to do aerial silks or other activities when she's just not in the mood. It's like her emotions exist solely as content for the camera, rather than something her parents should be supporting her through. And to make matters even more bizarre, Kelly posts all of these videos under the label of special needs, which honestly is a very outdated and problematic term. She even uploaded a video onto YouTube with the caption explicitly pointing it out. Jordan is my oldest and has some special needs. She's diagnosed with anxiety and sensory processing disorder. Some challenges can feel like mountains to her. Over the years, she's gone through occupational therapy, speech therapy, tutoring, play therapy, summer school programs, and more. And somehow, with all that working against her, she's still so courageous. She is such a brave girl, going through the world with such a big heart. That's why I call her my sweetheart. However, she also wrote some captions on the video, which read, "She was the perfect baby, but then we noticed something wrong at the age of 2. Honestly, it's wild to think that in their eyes, a child can only be perfect if she doesn't experience anxiety or sensory issues, which is not only unrealistic, but also harmful to both the kid and the people watching. On top of that, you can see in many of the videos that Jordan doesn't even want to be on camera. She doesn't want to be a part of the aerial tricks or challenges, yet she's forced by her mother to do it anyways. And the worst part, they stage it to make it look like Jordan is pulling through, celebrating it as a triumph with motivational somber music playing in the background, which is honestly disgusting. Forcing a child to do something they don't want to do, while overstimulated and struggling to regulate their emotions, is about the worst thing you can do to a kid. And yet it's filmed, posted, and packaged as content for clicks.
Hey. You want to do some circus? You not feel good?
I'm fine.
Why don't you want to do circus with me? Accentuate.
And it doesn't stop there. Kelly also records Jordan crying, talking about how she gets picked on by other kids at school. And honestly, there's no attempt to address it. No conversation, no support, just a sad song playing in the background, like they're trying to glamorize everything she's going through. And the worst part is that this has actually become a recurring pattern on the channel.
Oh, there's Jordan. Hey.
Hi.
How's your day?
Bad.
What do you mean?
Just bad.
something happen in school?
Yes.
What happened?
Somebody picked on me today.
Who picked on you today?
It happens mostly every day, and it's always the worst day. School is hard.
And like we said, this is not the only time. Jordan is constantly portrayed on the channel as the sad, struggling, problematic type.
Hey! How's your day?
Good.
Jordan? Jordan!
She's had a hard day. Okay.
Wait. Jordan, wait!
Mom, just stop. She wants to be left alone.
What happened?
I don't know. She won't tell me.
Okay.
Honestly, we can kind of understand why she might be getting picked on at school. And looking at her reaction in these videos, we really hope she's acting, because it just seems so real. She genuinely seems sad, and if that were true, it's heartbreaking. But the bigger issue here is about privacy and respect. You don't record your child crying, having a breakdown, and in a moment of vulnerability, and then post it online for all of their friends, classmates, and strangers to see. That's not just insensitive, it's harmful. Parents need to understand that what they put online about their kids' lives doesn't just stay in the house. It follows them everywhere. And in this case, it's affecting Jordan in ways that are very visible and potentially long-lasting. Meanwhile, Isabella is being rewarded for being problematic, screaming and causing chaos, while Jordan only gets the spotlight when it's about her emotional struggles or her diagnoses. One child is used to entertain and generate clicks. The other is put on display as a cautionary tale. It's a twisted dynamic, and the content makes it clear whose behavior gets rewarded and whose gets exploited. The dynamic between Isabella and Jordan becomes even more uncomfortable when you watch how the parents respond, or fail to respond, during conflicts. In multiple videos, Jordan is visibly distressed while Isabella lashes out. In one scene, Jordan is buried in sand on a beach while Isabella pours water over her face. Kelly films the interaction, occasionally expressing surface-level concern, but never intervenes. In another clip captioned, "It's in a mood today," Isabella jumps on Jordan, and her discomfort is clear.
What's wrong with you? Having a bad day? I'm sorry. Jordan, just watch out, okay? Wait, no. Oh, poor Jordan.
While these moments are probably scripted for dramatic effect, they still feel like tight-beat chaos, staged but crafted to generate engagement. This sense of favoritism is reinforced by recurring favorite child content. Kelly has openly named Isabella as her favorite in short clips.
I am your mother. But you listen to me, and let me stop all the mansplaining. No one's listening. Shh. Tell me who gave you the permission to speak. I am your mother.
While naming a favorite might seem harmless, in the context of the channel, it shapes behavior. The main driver of engagement receives attention, praise, and indulgences, while Jordan is shown struggling, anxious, or less than perfect. Even when Kelly changes her verbal answer, actions like giving treats or privileges consistently favor Isabella, teaching the children that chaos and performance are rewarded. Viewed together, a pattern emerges. Jordan is positioned as the anxious, struggling child, whose distress is filmed and dramatized. She's repeatedly pushed into situations she doesn't want to be in, from stunts to enduring her sister's antics. Isabella, meanwhile, is trained to be the star, rewarded for drama and attention. Parental reinforcement, or lack thereof it, cements these roles, shaping behavior for content rather than nurturing individual personalities or emotional needs. Even when moments like this are likely staged, Jordan's anxiety and discomfort are real. The scripted chaos creates a type of content beat viewers expect. Isabella acts out, Jordan reacts, and the camera stays on them. The children perform, but the emotional weight is genuine. Every jump, scream, and meltdown is curated to engage the audience and emphasize the family hierarchy. Millions of children watch these videos daily, learning to associate attention with dramatic behavior, and perhaps internalizing that some children are preferred whilst others are tolerated. Childhood becomes a set of reactions, stunts, and dramatized interactions packaged for an audience. The McFive Circus illustrates how family vlogging can go beyond harmless entertainment. Children are positioned as performers and props, with one consistently rewarded and the other used as a backdrop for drama. Parental guidance is replaced with content production, and the channel encourages performance and spectacle over genuine care. Growing up in a space where attention is conditional risks long-term effects on identity, self-esteem, and emotional resilience. Jordan may internalize that her worth depends on compliance or endurance, while Isabella may struggle to separate performative behavior from authentic self-expression. In both cases, the line between who they are and who they are expected to be is not drawn by their own choices, but by engagement metrics and parental reinforcement. The McFive Circus is more than a family YouTube channel. It's a case study in modern digital childhood, where viewers dictate behavior, relationships, and identity. Children perform continuously, with personal boundaries, privacy, and safety subordinate to audience engagement. Beneath the veneer of family fun lies a web of power, reward, and exposure. The parents' inaction, encouragement of chaos, and favoritism point to a fundamental problem. Childhood is being sacrificed for entertainment. The videos may be bright and fast-paced, but they reveal the real cost of performing life online. The channel thrives on spectacle, yet does so at the expense of the children at its center. While viewers watch millions of thumbnails and dramatic captions, the experiences of the children remind us that the cost of this kind of fame are real and often invisible. On that note, we're going to end today's video. If you've made it this far, don't forget to hit the like button and share your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about this family dynamic? Do you feel these kids are being used as props for content? Or do you think scripted family videos are fine as long as they bring in views and engagement?